himself. Samo! Honeyboy! There he is! There he
Hey
is!
everybody, how you guys doing?
There he is, Samo. Thank you so much for being patient. I'm sorry that took so goddamn long. That was ridiculous, and I do apologize that you had to
No, we're good.
sit here and go through that nonsense with me. How you doing today, buddy? How you feeling?
Doing really awesome. I appreciate you putting me on this show and watching my commentary through another lens is like, ooh, I went kind of hard.
But that's what you do. I mean, that's hey, Nathan. I don't know, Savagera.
That's my boy. Okay.
Hey, Nathan, welcome in. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you being here, Samo. So you're doing okay, man. When do you sleep? I feel like you're always awake. Like, do you sleep well? I don't know when you sleep.
I sleep very good, but the problem is I just like look at the computer in the middle of the night and I'm like see who's on and I'm like, okay, cool, and then boom, bop, and then go back to sleep. And I have very interesting hours. Very interesting hours.
Yeah, what I mean, you have a daughter too, so like I
Yeah.
mean that I can't imagine how having a kid with interesting hours is. I know my fucking little terrorist of a son is up at fucking 6. You came in and woke us up this morning. Just fucking he wasn't even trying to. He just came in and I could hear him breathing like like
No,
so
my
I don't know how that work. How does that work with you for having a child? That's
See, when you have a child, you're really on their time, but I kind of like stress out the times where I stream and where, I asked her like, "Hey, do you want to be a part of the stream?" And she's like, "No, the cameras, no, man, I'm good. Like, I'm good. We're good." And she has her own setup, but we got to go over, normal days stuff and schoolwork to get her there. But it's actually pretty easy being a parent when I'm middle aged, so I kind of get what she's talking about. So it makes it a lot easier than normal situations because I'm sitting there going, "What is Minecraft?" I know what Minecraft is because of the community of Twitch and just my friends. But when you talk to your kid, she's just overloading you with this information, and I'm like, "Oh, that's the green dildo." She's like, "No, it's a creeper, Dad." I'm like, looks like a green dildo to me. Like you got to understand it.
Yeah. No, it does. My son has a creeper and it has like 4 little feet on the bottom of it. And I guess they have 4 feet and they look like 4 little balls. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
that does look like a like an alien dildo with 4 little
Yeah, she's
balls
just
on
looking at
there.
me like, no, 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 no. Have you passed the Ender Dragon? And I'm like, uh,
It's the Ender Dragon, bro. Come
I
on.
beat a lot of dragons, but I don't know about this one.
The Ender Dragon. I've never seen the Ender Dragon. Listen, it's a cucumber with balls, is what Cartagena thinks.
Yeah,
I agree with that as well. Those are all valid answers. Someone who has to own one, yeah, I suppose so. No, like Minecraft. I find that Minecraft is just it's so incredibly boring to me. My son absolutely loves it. He loves building stuff and he loves Legos and shit. So that's fine. It's just so I like we stream together, right? And he'll want to play
right.
Minecraft, and on those days, I'm just like, oh fuck, like okay, as of
I'm with
lately,
you.
I've been just telling him, listen, I'm gonna fall asleep on stream if we're gonna play these games. Just let me sleep, I'll just sleep. But he likes to fuck with me, so it's kind of funny. But
See, where my mom, she was trying to get me into Minecraft, and I literally just broke like me and my daughter's like face to face. It's very simple. Like I'm a very cut and dry person, so I just told her like, look, when I was growing up, Mario was a thing. It
yeah,
was like a thing. But the problem is we had nothing better. And since we have like nice graphics, I waited my whole life to play the next Final Fantasy VII. I can't. It's like digressing, and I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. If this is gonna scar you for life, I understand that. But I grew up on Mario. Like I've seen the worst of the horizon, and
yeah.
now that we're here, like I'll play Overcooked with her, and we were playing Fat Princess. That's good. I'm down with that. But Minecraft just doesn't take. It is boring. It is very boring.
It's boring. It's boring for me. No. There are some cool games though that he likes. Like what's the one? Well, like Minecraft. Minecraft Dungeons. Have you ever played
Yes,
Dungeons?
yeah, we went on that. We went on that. I
Dungeons
played it
is
for a little bit. And I
Dungeons
was
to
like,
me, yeah. Yeah, no, well, for me, Dungeons is dope. Like that's probably
mm,
like it was probably like one of my favorite games we play together. I wish we'd play it more, but he likes the old school boring ass like let's build a castle and then I'm gonna make a train that goes from my door to your door. I'm just like, all right, well that's
see, this is
fine.
what I think. I got a theory. When I was growing up, Legos wasn't as popular, but they were still the mainstream. Like if you wanted to build a castle or a sword, you would get Legos and you would just build it. You'd be like, oh
Yeah.
my god, this is excellent. And then your mom or your dad would step on it, and guess what? That's it. You're done. With Minecraft, these kids are like, ah, look, I can build everything here,
Right.
and I don't have to worry about anybody stepping on it. And then when they ask us to play, we're like, no, go play with some Legos. I'll take you
Right.
to Legoland to get out of this.
Yeah, Legoland is more entertaining than Minecraft for sure. No, fuck yeah, dude. Like that's how I've thrown so many hundreds of dollars worth of Legos away because I stepped on them. Like I've just
Yeah.
been like, fuck this. Like I'm throwing this shit away. Like I'll just sweep it up. Especially when he was young and he didn't really know what it was. You know, like he was just fucking with shit and putting shit together. But I would be like, you know what? You can't pick up your toys, and I just sweep all that shit. That used to be like the main punishment for him is just throwing toys away. Cause
See,
I don't beat him or anything. You know, like
right?
I try not to yell at him too much, but he's a little terrorist, and
See,
sometimes you gotta yell. But I would just throw his toys away. He would freak the fuck out, and you know I'd get my point across.
okay, and the thing about it is like it's really bad because when you're a child, you're like, yo, why'd you throw my Legos away? But then when you become the parent, you're like, oh, I just turned into my father. Like, how did this happen? Now he's looking at you. Huh? Remember when I threw your shirt away? Remember when I burned down your house? That's why. That's why.
Yo,
Now you understand.
Yo, my dad would fucking backhand me randomly if I spoke out line. He'd be like, "Bam!" and I'd just be like, it's like he did not give a fuck. Like my dad has kicked the shit out of me. He would chase me around the kitchen like curb stomping on me like he's tap dancing, son. And he just like he did not give a fuck.
See,
Like
I grew up in a single parent household, so my mom was like the dominant, but I was still like a delinquent badass. So I would go to the principal for fighting, the normal stuff,
yeah,
hitting a teacher in the face with a ball. That was like my crowning
was
achievement.
that with a
She was talking
ball?
mess, and I was just like, ricochet, didn't hit me. It bounced off the wall and hit you. You should have known better.
Oh, with a
So
ball, with a
yeah,
ball.
with a
Okay,
ball, yeah,
okay, that's
like one of those
tight.
big red dodgeballs. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was one of those kids. So there's a lot of times that I spent a lot of time in the principal's office. But what gained me stripes is that when I got older, it was just like not scary anymore. Let me guess, we're going to the principal's office. All right, cool,
right.
whatever. But we're gonna. Oh, you're gonna have an in-school suspension. Real tough there. Learning
Right.
my lesson.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Minecraft is educational and it's cool and all them shits, but like it's still boring. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
Like I'm still bored with it. It's like I liked Legos to an extent as a kid, but I don't even know what I liked. I think I just liked eating food and fucking and watching TV, which sounds horrible. And then somewhere along the line I started playing instruments. So thank God I did that, or else I would just be a completely worthless turd, just overeating and watching dumb fucking television. But I don't know. Like, so when you were a kid, what did you do to pass the time? Were you a gamer? Were you a eater? What did you do?
What ended up happening is that my mom pushed me into so many different avenues of just like activities. I was on track team, martial arts, video games, yes, bowling. Like she
Bo-
did not literally give me a downtime. So when I became like an amateur skateboarder, she was
Hmm.
just like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like that's not what's gonna happen.
Oh shit.
Eventually she came around, but after I started coming to my own like situation, she was just like, oh, okay, I get what you're doing now. Cool. I also did swimming, which I'm really good at. And a lot of people, since my skin tone, you got to understand the skin tone surprises a lot of people when you like, oh, he's swimming? Oh, he can't be good. He can't be good at all. And after you start smashing on them, they're like, yo, wait. Some of them can swim. And I was like, high school years was wonderful. I would tell you that. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
That some stereotypes we're keeping.
yeah. Yo, I mean, it seems like when black folks put their mind to it, they just take over any sport they decide. I mean, like like fucking Tiger Woods, that's a perfect
Right.
example. Like tennis, with the
Oh,
Williams sisters, like
right.
all these different. So it doesn't surprise me. I'll tell you what. When I first moved to California, I was blown away from the fact that there was black people skateboarding, and I remember we went to this party when I was first hooking up with Reina, and we were kind of still dating, and she took me to like some hood ass parties, and when I was living in San Diego, I was just hanging out with the whites, right? Like I lived in a white little beach town, OB, in San Diego, and like all my black experience was all here in Toledo, because there's a high population of black folks here, because of like, doesn't matter, but there's just a high population in San Diego. Things, well, in Southern California
Yeah.
in general, there's a big segregation of where people go and where people don't go, and some people will never leave their neighborhoods. So I was just that guy that was stuck out there with my white friends. But once I started dating Reina, she started taking me to these hood parties, and I remember she took me to this party, and there was like a bunch of black dudes playing beer pong. And my fucking and my pasty ass was like, I didn't know black people play beer pong. And I remember the dude who came up to me, he was like, yo, man, you gotta chill out with that shit. Fucking, I just had to like calm these dudes down. Like, what they think that you're some fucking dumbass cracker racist asshole. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, my mind was blown. I just didn't know this happened. Okay, I just didn't have that experience.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, I get it, man. I get that idea. If you're not and there is a difference between West Coast black folks and like Midwest black folks, like just
Right.
the same as there's a difference between white folks and West Coast white folks. It's just a different vibe. And when you're trying to grow up on the West Coast, you're prone to be doing more things that are active, like skating and swimming and beer
Right.
ponging. I don't
Yeah.
know, but to a lot of people, it is one of those situations where, like, if you don't know about it, then it's sort of this strange thing. Did you have a lot of experience with people just because I don't know, like, did you have any experience? First of all, did you have weird interactions with white people who saw you sort of maybe not fitting? And then did you have experiences with black folks who might have been like, what is this? Like,
Okay.
what are you? That kind of
Okay.
situation.
So, like my streams, I come from both point of views. So, the infamous black card and my infamous white card. So, like for instance, when I went to a swimming event, right, and people were like, because I have a Regal. My real name is Real Regal, so everybody goes, "Oh, here comes da da da," and they're looking, and they're like, "Isn't that like his name should be a Kashanti or some shit like that?" I'm like, "No, that's my name, and
Yeah.
that's how it came." And I get in the water, and you'll automatically see people go, "No, that can't be you. Let me look," and you'll be surprised on how many people are surprised. Like they'll be downing you, and then after you perform, they're like, "Yo, like, let's get some more people on." Like literally at my school, they opened up the gate, going, "You know what?" They were hunting at basketball players. Like, "You guys are tall. You guys have the leg structure. How about you come on the swim team? We already got one black guy." And I'm like, I don't represent everybody here. Like this is a certain. I was trained for this. Like my mom made sure to put me in the right spots, and for no offense to my African American culture, they saw it as sellout or something like that. But the problem is when I spoke to a couple of these people, I'm like, look, you guys like Tiger Woods, you like Serena, you guys like all these people that are groundbreaking, but you don't know what they had to do to get that notoriety. Like they had to be good. Like for when I was a kid, I used to play golf. I still do. And there's this guy named PJ Singh. And I was like, he's the best golfer, never like this. And he's like, he's not black. And I'm like, why does he have to be black? Like, he's Indian. And I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, all right, yeah, Indian. All right, cool, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anybody of any descent shouldn't hate on another one. If they have the skills, cool. Like, get it done. I had to go through a lot during swim team because my thing was as braggadocious as I am, when I was on swim team, especially in high school, I would do things like show up in the other team's like swimsuit just to piss them off. Like they'll be like, "Oh yeah, so you go to St. Mary's?" Like, no, Why do you have our gear on? Because I'm about to whoop you. I'm about to have you respect me by disrespect. So I was a little bit more. The coach was just like, he's good. Like, why does he have to put on the shenanigans? I'm like, because I know what I rep. And a lot of people that don't stand up for what they believe in or do these extra semantics. I like storyline. I'm very good at building a story. So there's a lot of people that go to the opposite schools that be like, man, I don't even know how he got that track jacket. I don't even understand it. Like, how could he literally showed up, talked to us like he was on our team, and then went over to the other side. Like, it's confusing the enemy is the best way to get them offset. That's the most craziest thing you do. I'm telling young folks to do that now, and they're like, we'll get in trouble. You got to get in trouble. You got to take an L to get it. This is how you write a story correctly. The young one in the chat, he understands.
Subterfuge.
Right? He's like, wait, the people was looking at me like, yo, so does he swim on our team or did we win? And like, no. Because there's no, when you read the book, when you read the rule book of life, it doesn't say this is the right way. Just make your own colors. Skip it.
Yeah.
Who cares about all that stuff?
Yeah, a lot of people get sort of they get tied down to what they think they should be, whether you're Mexican, black, or whatever, or you know, if you're in a certain culture or even in like the alphabet mafia culture, you know, there's a certain way that, you know, they feel like you need to be representing and representative. Reina wants to know if you're biracial.
That remains secretive.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm not biracial. I just do a lot of different things. I'm 100% African American. My dad's family's like, no, he's not. You represent, but I'm 100% black. 100. Trust me, a lot of people. If I get on the phone, I have gotten harassed by people like, why are you talking like that? Talking like what? Why are you talking like you're white? Because this is how I talk. I didn't know white was a sound. I know there's white noise. I understand there's black culture. Black is a color, not a sound. So when you like break it down, trust me, I get in a lot of trouble for this voice and these opinions. But fuck it. Council culture, hey, I've been on hold for a while. Like, you know, holler at your boy.
Well, I mean, I mean, going back to sort of that whole idea is like you're supposed to placate to whatever your skin color is or whatever culture you're supposed to be a part of, and that to me just feels like following in line. And I've never been one to just be like, I'm just gonna fall in line here and let's just follow. Yeah, I've always been someone who's gone against the grain, which is such a stupid, but I've always been that. Like I can't help it. And so my dad was the same way. My mom is very much was trying to acclimate. Like my mom is a Mexican immigrant who's trying to fucking be, you know, she's trying to be accepted by a whole new country. So like my mom was very much like, just sort of keep your head down and let's just keep going and let's not make a stink. Whereas my dad was a tall white dude who was just like, fuck you, I'll do whatever I want, you know, like I'm gonna marry this Mexican woman just because he told me not to, you know. So like that it's just inside of me, you know, to sort of have a rebellious nature. I don't find it appealing when people are just sort of repeating what they heard or following what they're supposed to because someone said it was supposed to. That doesn't appeal to me. That's sort of like the first sign to me that, you know, that we're not dealing with someone who thinks for themselves.
Yeah. See, what happened to me was I went to a private school and then I went to a public school, and I was like really good at school before I went to the public school. And then so I started hanging around with public kids, and I'm like, this is what's up. Like my first year of high school, I was just like baffled on like cliques, and I couldn't understand. Like I had to break into somewhere, and I'm all like, why? Like why? My second year, before I dropped out of high school, I found out that everybody's my clique and everybody's cool. So then after I got to hanging out with people and getting to know people, it was cool. But then after a while, I was like, this is dog shit. Like I'm not really be able to enjoy life to the fullest because they're training me to be this person that I don't want to be. And then after I got into hip hop and metal music, yeah, it just messed up a whole lot of different paths and ways for me to go. But it also opened me up to a lot of different cultures.
Yeah. Like what?
Let's see here. Since my mom put me in Taekwondo, I was really down. I love fighting. I love fighting. If we get in a fight, bro, like I don't care. I don't care. My friend wanted me to do security because he knows like I'm a very peaceful person. I like peace. But if you push me there, guess what? I'm one of those people that learned that we can get on some gangster shit or we can be civilized. You can choose. But remember, after you make that decision, we can't go back.
Right.
There's only forward. So a lot of times I do enjoy fighting. When I became a parent, I had to stop fighting, which
So wait,
either
like fighting in like a controlled setting, or just like out and about, like fucking at a
all
bar or something?
all around. I like fighting in in a ring, in a box. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. See, the problem is I became docile because I was like looking at it and I was like, okay, this is not a way to solve. And this is where my boy Bosco is gonna be like, yo, really? When I saw that movie, what is it? Lincoln Vampire Slayer, right? It's a
Oh yeah,
movie
yeah, yeah,
about
yeah. About Abraham Lincoln.
People's like, that was the moment that you found out that you should be peaceful. And I was like in the theater, and I was like, he took the axe. He's like, I don't need this anymore. And I was like, oh, yo, I don't have to go around beating up people. Like Lincoln, you freed more. And it just the walls just came down and melted, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be a pacifist. That's what I'm gonna do. So when my friend offered me a job as doing security, he knows that I live for carnage. Like I have no problem. And if I'm very reasonable. I'm one of those people that like took jinjitsu and all those, and I like being like funny. As you're going to sleep, I like to sleep. I like to put you in a chokehold and just whisper you little baby songs like "Go to sleep, go to sleep." Hey, guy, can you give me a Coke and rum? He'll be with us in a moment. Like you have to memorable parts. Now that I'm older and I'm wiser, I don't react like that because people get mad. I literally got into trouble for not fighting a person. And I told her these are the reasons why I couldn't fight due to the fact that one, jail is something stupid, you don't get it. Somebody calls you a bitch, doesn't mean I always got to go into flight mode. Like that's just stupid. What else is there? Track and field, that's good because when I used to do a lot of hip hop shows and open poetry mics, and sometimes
Wait.
people
Well,
don't
you
get
did hip hop show, like you were rapping? You were a
no 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 no
rapper?
no 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 no. Like with relationships come reference calls. I use my relationships like literally like, hey, Valley, like when I go to a job interview, it's nothing different. So the one girl I was going out to, she was very good with her words, very good with her words. We go, she would write speeches, show up to these events and do them. But every event, there's always some type of negativity. When one person shows up and don't like another person, and it just falls as it is. So when I go to these shows, I'm known to like calm a situation down by telling jokes or whatever. And that's where I think where like a lot of times where I get in a really sketchy place that people like me because I don't run. I just like try to settle the situation down with comedy or whatever. So when I go on stream, a lot of people are like not used to that open truth or
Hmm.
that or my style. It takes them a while to get it, but after they get it, like they're pretty cool. Trust me, my hate mail is full. Like I've learned how to read better due to the fucking hate mail that I get.
Hate mail will get, well, it'll keep you on your toes. I think hate mail is a. I mean, I used to think it was ridiculous, but now I feel like it's just a way for people to sort of. I mean, either people are crazy as fuck and they're just trying to push their ideas onto you, or people have like true criticisms, and sometimes it's okay, even if it's coming off as like, you're a fucking asshole. But I've definitely had people who are like, I feel like your points would get across if you weren't such a dick and you didn't cuss all the time. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like,
yes.
and so like to me, but it took me some time to figure out, like, whether or not they meant any malice by all that. doesn't matter, but to just sort of take the message and sort of and disseminate it the way that I do. Like if someone doesn't cuss, like if I have a guest on who doesn't cuss a lot, I really do make an effort not to just drop F-bombs and talk, say all this nonsense and stuff. And I try to make them as comfortable as possible because, I recognize that they're putting off this, like, I don't really talk like that. I don't really do it like that. I mean, I gotta be me.
Right,
But
right.
I'm not gonna, but I don't, but it doesn't have to be this, me cussing and trying to be Billy Badass, which, I'm not, I'm a doughy guy in Ohio. I'm not Billy Badass at all. So, Morgana wants to know what your favorite metal band is, if you have one.
Woo. Okay. Got to stretch for this. It's been a minute. I've left metalcore for so long. I think we talked a little bit about it. She put me on to some YouTube channel. Okay, favorite metal band. I gotta go with Killswitch Engage because and this is where the bias come. People were like, the white singer, black singer. That's the Black Pavarotti of metal. Like he's sung so many songs of my life that I could relate to. My Curse is like the #1 hit. I grew up on Slipknot. I grew up on what else?
That's Midwest metal right there.
Yeah, a little bit of Ozzy, El Nino. Like there is no #1.
Right.
It's like they keep sliding. If you want to really get me depressed and sad, 9 Inch Nails is just early 9 Inch Nails. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Starfuckers Incorporated. I mean, where is it? If we're talking about like Zeppelin, see, that's probably Zeppelin right now. Like, don't say our name ever again. Who else? Jimmy's not metal, but it's so much. It's so much where I'm like,
if it wasn't for Jimmy though, we wouldn't have like the evolution of metal. I mean, rock and roll. Was it you that was talking about how like which I'm aware of it because I love music, but like, was it you that was talking about how like the evolution of music, that metal music is white music, but really. Or no, did you show me a video? There you go. You showed me a video.
Get me in trouble. We can't talk about her.
She's fucking hot. Yeah, no, fucking Seven Dust is the shit too. Yeah, I was in the Seven Dust. I've seen them live a few times, but no, like without all rock music in its form today, it comes from black music. So like to say that one thing is this or that is ridiculous. And again, it's like those paradigms that people set for each other or set for their cultures is really, really ridiculous to me. It's like wait a second, black people play beer pong. It's that it comes down to that for me because like that sort of idea it perpetuates stereotypes, which by the way, stereotypes are amazing. And for sometimes
yes,
they're very funny.
He's right.
But still it perpetuates some negative stereotypes. And I feel like it just creates more division. People have this idea of what should and shouldn't be. It's like there's no rules to this shit. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, for me, like, I gotta answer this question real quick. Early, I mean real early, Sound of the Seventh Trumpet. Like when M Shadows had his voice from what is his name?
Avenged
Sevenfold. Good stuff. Like, oh my, there are so many angsty songs by like the early fucking Avenged Sevenfold that you could I mean, not what is it? Coming Home Tonight. I mean, their new stuff after what is it? Backcountry. I left them alone. It was good. There's a lot of good stuff. The voice went, and I was just sitting there going, "I'm gonna put you boys over here for a minute." I'm from where Vans Warped Tour was a thing. Like you could go out to a shitty parking lot and get in a little bit of mosh, and then go out. Like I'm from the Korn era. Like it's sad to say good music now. Make you sound old.
Yeah, no, I love Korn too, man. But no, fucking Wake in the Fallen, their first like Avenged Sevenfold's first album, and City of Eagle. like when they were still I was when they were touring early on with that, we would go to their show every time they came to the Midwest, and they toured so much. And I've partied with fucking Sinister Gates before, like the guitarist who's a fucking shredder.
Right.
Like fucking I've definitely done like cocaine with him in some dirty bathroom, just fucking hanging out, like, and he was so down. We'd always be like, "Hey Gates, you want to go do some fucking heroin in the bathroom?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's go." And we would go to the bathroom and snort lines of dope, like once in Detroit and once in Cleveland. And then the third time we saw them, they started getting to that level where they were unapproachable because they were just swarmed and shit. But like in those early days, that band was fucking mind blowing. I love that band. But yeah, as soon as the voice went, man, it was just like I'm just like, ugh, God, I don't know what the fuck this is. Corn, yeah. Blue hair and beer pong. What? Yeah.
Okay. Look, I have no problem with the colored hair community. No problem with them.
Yeah.
No beef, no smoke. But if you're going to a job interview, I'm just saying, I fought for your rights to have it, but have it after you get hired. Like sneak attack. Get in there, get nice and comfortable, and you show up to a meeting, bam, blue hair. Don't start off the gate like that. I'll teach you some strategies on how
Samo,
to change the industry.
You're limiting and you're oppressing. That's what you're doing. You're oppressing people who want to express who they are, and we're not going to stand for it, okay? That's oppressive behavior, and it's problematic. It literally is problematic.
Trust me, my daughter's like, I want purple hair, and I'm like, you got it, no problem. Purple hair, good. You know, everybody else is gonna have a problem with it, but me, I've been there. When I was ready for her to be asked for gauges, and I don't think I'm gonna get that.
No, you're not gonna do gauges.
I don't think it's sad when your dad's like, my daughter's so far she's an honor roll student, which I have never been, and my mom wished that I was like looking at her like I was like, I hope you have somebody just like you, and I'm like. See, the problem with that is, if they're just like me, then I know how to handle them. If they're not like me, then that's a total different ballgame. And I'm looking at my daughter like, yeah, so principal's award, how's that like? And she's like, you've done it before. Sure, I have. I have principal's ejection. I've been ejected of many a situation, but awarded? No. I've been awarded with punishments. She's going through her, her YouTube music fan stuff. Like she likes what is it Wilbur and all these off ska bands from overseas. So I'm just looking at her like, have you heard of the Beatles? She's like, I don't care. Just when you listen to Wilbur and a couple little bands, and then she was into Korean pop, and it's like she's going through stuff so fast where I'm just like, I want to introduce you to a little band. They're a little funk band, don't worry about it. Red Hot Chili Peppers. And she started listening, she's like, it's all right, old man. And I'm like,
it's okay.
Like, I'm not asking you to be Flea. I'm just saying, like, little wild hair.
Yeah.
Get a little uncuddleful. It's all right.
Mrs. Logicro wants to know what's the difference between blue hair and tattoos.
Oh, okay. Blue hair it's very simple. Blue hair is something that you can change back to normal. A tattoo is forever.
Oh.
Like you're pretty. Trust me, I'm one of those fathers, like, at a certain age, you make your own money, you make your own thing, and I want you, like, I can call somebody, like, you want a tattoo? You want a piercing? Hold up, let me call blah, blah, blah. Let's see this out. Because I lived in so many different veins of life that I was just like, oh, yeah, you know, I used to be a manager at Hot Topic. I used to be a manager here. So I understand the cultures for people that's like, oh my God, I'm not mad that you got the tattoo. I just need to know, what is it? Like, what did you get?
Yeah.
Like, don't come home with a shoddy tattoo and I'm like, Uncle Steve could have did that right when he got out of prison. Or you could have visited him in prison. Yeah. I mean, solitary confinement? Like, come on now. Like, he got skills. Like, that's the thing I'll be mad about. She's like listening to it. Got it, old man.
No, you don't want your kids coming home with a tattoo like this. It's like, look at that. Look, it's not even a straight line. It's a Norm Storm, and it's another man's name, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have two men's names on my body. I'm not ashamed. But
the thing about it is what you do when you're young. That's the whole situation I'm like going through right now.
This is forever.
My ass is like, I don't know if every ancient skater has it, but I'm one of those people who's like, I got one more videotape in me, like one more part, and I could just lay it down. I should have did it when I was younger and showed her the video, but I was just like, delete. I'm gonna be rich forever. Wrong.
Wrong. Never good. Yeah. He has like four men's name. That is bullshit. I only have two. I have Norm and I have Elitis Petitus, who is a very petite Filipino man in San Diego. Great rapper, by the way, but he is a very petite Filipino man, and Norm is a very gruffled white hairy man. And I love them both. I love them both, but still.
See, with me, I wanted to get tattoos, but my skin keloids very bad. It's like super bad. Like my forehead, I jumped into a swimming pool, busted my head open, lost some of the magic, baptized in reverse. Freaking what else? I broke my hand 2 times, and the jumping out of a car story is very toxic. But I survived.
Yeah. So you gotta tell us now. You gotta tell. Okay, and Reina, she wants to clear it up. I do have BB King and Stevie Ray Vaughan on me too. So like, I guess I do have 4 dudes' names on me. So.
But they're both legends. So it's not like you went and said Pizza Guy. No offense, not with the. But like, hey, you Terry Bogard, I want you right here. Like, don't be like Drake.
But listen, Norm and Elitis Petitus are both legends, so we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go. I got legends on me, Reina. What do you got going on? What, you got a Bob Marley tattoo? Ooh, fucking yeah, Try Jaw Love. Ooh, rainbows with butterfly. Stripper tats. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't get a stripper tat, Reina.
Hey, trust me, I was into a band called Him hard, like super hard, like overly like. I like this band so much that I knew like when they were gonna like when they were going south, and I was like, I'm done. But I still have Valo. There's only a couple of guys that I might be like, maybe. There's Valo and Bruce Lee, and that's all I'm saying. If you don't know who Billy Valo is, back in early 2000s with Bam.
Oh
yeah. Me and my crew were heavy. We made personal jackets and all this stuff. We thought we were so edgy and badass. And one of my friends still have my jacket, which I'm kind of like, and he has a tattoo. It's full of thorns. And I was like thinking about getting the sleeve, and I was just like, yo, what happens when I get out of the band? Like, if I end up becoming an MCR person, then what? Like,
yeah. Yeah. Oh, Gene likes him. I got a huge tattoo on my ribs after a bad breakup. Still not sure if it was a good idea, but still, I like surprising people at the pool. There you go.
Okay. Did you get the heartogram, like the long piece of a heartogram, like, or did you get the space pope? Like, dude, it's never wrong. It's never a wrong decision when you go with him. They're never wrong. It's the question of people understanding the whole thing, because they're like, oh, that's the gay thing. I'm like, no. Let's get this cleared up. This music's about love. This is love metal. People are like, what?
This is love metal, baby. No, Bam and that hymn was dope.
I had to pull this patch off. My daughter was like, I'm gonna rock this, and I was like, no, we don't rock. No, you don't deserve that. Just ripped it off her jacket, like, no. Playing with my emotions, little girl.
Do you think getting women's names tattooed on you is a good idea?
It depends. If you're like, I have a whole different situation. If I'm married to you, fuck yeah. You know, it's like, it's no different. People are gonna be like, what? It's no different from Andy writing Woody on the bottom of their foot. Trust me, I got a whole bunch of people that did that. Yeah. It was like a practical joke between the store mates. People were like, who's on your name? It's Christmas list. I got Jim. But no, you got to do like, no. The place that you get it in is really important. I would probably get a tattoo on my inner lip and be like, oh yeah, you did. I'm sorry, bro. It's on her property. Yeah. I just didn't want to. Yeah. It hurt, but it's there. It's there.
Wait. Naders, you got attacked by a bear? Oh no! 4 hours and it's a bear attacked me. I needed a scar that wouldn't heal. I was in a bad place. I see.
Okay.
That's okay.
No, trust me. Those bad places it builds strong men. Honestly, I abide by that rule. Like if you're going through something and you get through it and it's really hard, trust me, it's good to remember those bad times because when you get up, oh my god, it's like I survived the 10 count. So like when I was knocked down bad, like down bad, a long fucking time, but then I got over it, and now we're on a vendetta tour.
Now he's out for blood.
Okay. I grew up on 80s movies. Like, what do you expect?
Fuck yeah, man. Rambo. Oh, what some good vengeance movies.
Right.
The what Die Hard. Fucking.
You to the chopper.
Yeah.
There I am with my RPG. Psych.
Yeah, Reina doesn't think that this lion flower tattoo is for her, but it is. It's a representative of our love.
Dude, he went in ink.
Yeah.
Skip jewels, skip
Listen,
diamonds.
my neck never ending story. No, the fucking my next tattoo. Okay, you guys are hearing it first. It will be something that represents Reina and our eternal love. And that'll be that, because I don't want to hear being like,
why the fuck don't you have a tattoo of me? You got 4 dudes on you, you got 4 swinging cocks on you, but you can't get your fucking slits on. What's wrong? You don't appreciate your wife? You don't love me? You don't want to fucking come inside my mouth?
okay, I'm sorry, that was fucked up. Anyways,
you make me want to get a looper. I see how much gadgety stuff you have, and I'm just like, ooh.
This shit has changed in the game right now.
Yes.
I fucking love this thing. I was so against it. And probably only because my wife was like, why don't you use the thing and fucking do the thing? And I was like, no, I like going directly in the board. I have more control over the board. And then I was like, oh yeah, there's effects on here. So I can go, hey, what's up, baby? What are you doing now? You know, I can do shit like that, and it'll be fun. But no, you're okay, Naders. You can come back. I'm gonna take the 404 away. No, she ain't gonna do shit. You know why? Because I said so. That's right. Because I'm the man here. Okay, thoughts on Smashing Pumpkins? The hell happened to Billy Corgan, and what the hell was Swan? I don't know what Swan is either.
Okay, man. Billy Corgan. I am a 5% Smashing Pumpkins fan because I grew up on the movie soundtracks, and they were everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, today is the great. I mean, everywhere. So on Billy Corgan, even when he wrote the book and he went to, I think he might have started the company Zero, or he was a part of that. I do love Smashing Pumpkins, but I don't know enough about them to be like, slap them down. But I fucks with Smashing Pumpkins. The greatest hits, know them all because it's on a CD. But like individual albums, lost.
Yeah. I was never the biggest Smashing Pumpkin fan either. I was just, but I am familiar with Billy Corgan going crazy, especially when he was talking shit on Courtney Love. That was awesome because they dated for a little bit and whatever.
But Courtney deserves. Trust me, people are like, I don't think that's right. Yes, it is. Dave Grohl knows. He's like, I hate that bitch, and she has the royalty rights. I don't like her. And I really want to know what's going on with their kid because he had a kid, and we don't hear nothing about him.
You mean Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love?
And Courtney Love.
I think she's a model.
Which is.
Hold on. What? Kurt Cobain's daughter. Profession. She's a model, a visual artist, a film producer, and a journalist. What the fuck? How did people could just be fucking everything now?
And here's the situation. You can't bash Courtney Love anymore if she raises a good kid. Let's just put it that way. Like I have like different weird situation where like, back then she was a douche, but her kid's pretty successful, came out pretty well. We got to drop the charges.
Well, I mean, I think that people will there'll always be a cloud over Courtney's head because there's always going to be that idea that she had something to do with Kurt Cobain's death, right?
Yeah. Oh, she got her dad's chin. Hard.
Yeah, but she has her mom's like crazy eyes over here. Like, fuck, bro. She's the type of like,
I told you come 1,000 times and you don't love me. You don't love me.
You know what I mean? So like fucking.
She does. She does. She has the Amber Heard look.
Oh shit!
Which I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kurt.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
Have you seen that video of Amber Heard's sister on fucking on Dr. Phil?
No, I'll get to.
Hold on.
Content.
Dr.
Me like it munchy.
Dr. Phil, Amber Heard's sister.
Shoot, freaking Eminem's kid has an interview, but I'm not commenting on that. We know Eminem will come after you.
Yeah, he will. Because
he don't play those games.
He listens to this show, and he's a frequent. We speak English gooder. Smash or pass? You're gonna pass? I would smash Kurt Cobain's daughter.
I am I don't know. I gotta get her personality. So I can't. Gotta get her personality. Get the feel if she's like, got a little bit of her mom in her.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see. Fuck, Gene, you got a whole fucking a whole fucking tech nightmare going on. Gene is saying that he's been trying to set up an email for work. Went in last week on my day off. Then this week, the IT guys on vacation finally got my email set up, and now I can't set it up on my phone because I have to go back and use the laptop to receive emails on my phone. Friday, I should be able to get my VPN going. There you go. Okay, well, Gene, I wish you the best with that.
Right. Shout out to VPNs.
Shout out to VPNs. I just let mine lapse, so.
You got a lot of attention for a video that you didn't want to go out.
Wait, that's her right there?
Out, right?
Oh, that's her
No,
sister.
that's
Okay.
not true.
What happened?
Listen to this.
So what happened was I was just being famous, and one of my viewers reposted the clip.
What do you mean you were just being famous? How do you be famous?
I was just,
I guess just being like gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, talented, and just a celebrity.
Oh,
you know?
damn.
First of all, this person has to be some kind of neurodivergent, first of all, okay? Like, this person has to be on some kind of spectrum. I don't know what the deal is with her, or she's just flat out just ridiculous, but I don't know what her problem is. But Z, welcome. So, yeah, I don't know.
I have a theory that the money... Some people, because I saw Jessica Simpson play this role earlier in the early 2000s. She played dumb for a check, and I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that energy where she knows she did something stupid, but as long as she keeps going with the stupid role, she will still commence cashing checks. Like,
yeah,
because she's good looking, but she's just. I was just being famous. No, and he's made Bad Baby, so I won't. When I did, I think I've done a Dr. Phil, but I won't ever go on Dr. Phil because he makes people that don't need to be famous.
Yeah. Probably. It's okay just to say dumb. Well, no, she's probably dumb too. I'm just saying, but like, look at her eyes. Look at the way, or she's on pills. Yeah. She's dumb or she's on pills. I don't know what it is, but she's definitely on another planet. Let's continue watching this unfold because this is ridiculous.
No?
So you're gorgeous,
Beautiful, amazing, and
talented, and a celebrity?
Yeah.
And how do you define famous?
Me. I knew I was born famous, a superstar.
Oh, she thinks she's a Kardashian. Okay.
No, but no, hold
Said,
on.
shut up.
Seriously, I'm trying to figure this out so I know.
Oh,
You're
her blinks
famous
are on
in
slow-mo.
Other
Yeah.
than yours, whose eyes are you famous in?
The Globe.
The Globe.
Yeah.
On YouTube,
This girl's lost.
Yeah.
you have less than 10,000 subscribers.
Oh no, that's that's it's a glitch. It's a glitch.
No, it's not a glitch. It's the number of followers or subscribers you have.
No,
She's so
Dr.
far
Phil,
lost.
100% a glitch.
It's 100% a glitch.
She's literally floating in space with no pulling back. That's enough. She's done.
Yeah, no. But the funny thing is that Dr. Phil knows how many fucking subscribers she has on fucking YouTube.
Some poor intern's like, god damn, this job is shit, but I need to pay my rent. Like, Simple shit.
Maybe they're both childhood trauma survivors. Okay, listen, but it's not our problem that they are not addressing their traumas. Okay, like that's what I liked about Kevin Samuels is that he was very pro. And whatever you want to say about Kevin Samuels,
I'm R.I.P. That's
R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. Whatever you want to say about him, he would always address it. It's like, why is it men's fault that you are not addressing your problems? Go get therapy, work that shit out so you can stop being, because a lot of these women that would come on would be like, well, I don't know why, man, he won't wait for me because I don't trust men and all this stuff. And it's like, well, that's not his fault that you're not working through your trauma. So I agree with him on that aspect. Is like, you cannot expect the world to fucking to bow to your traumas if you don't take responsibility. And I get that some people might not even know that they're traumatized, but at some point in your life, you have to step back and realize that everything you do catches on fucking fire and everything burns down around you. And if you're not, then you're either dumb or you're choosing not to look at what the reality of the situation is. So yeah, address your trauma, go to fucking therapy, get on medication. We're all traumatized, okay? Nice. We all got trauma. Fuck your trauma. I got trauma, okay? I got trauma too, all right? No one gives a fuck about my trauma, and I don't give a fuck about yours if you're not taking responsibility and facing this shit. That's all.
And see, a lot of times with cultures, they make sure that even in your own culture, you trying to go see a therapist, there ain't nothing wrong with you, and they slight you for trying to get help.
Yeah.
Because trust me, in my community, I'm just looking at people like, yo, you grew up in the hood, like, you need to go to therapy. You seen your friend get shot, killed, stabbed, and you up here just chilling? Like, no, go to therapy. It's all right.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that is a thing, you know, especially in some ethnic families or ethnic cultures, is that therapy is seen as something bad, and even Reina is just like, I don't fucking need therapy, which, you know, whatever. I love my wife, she's awesome, but she's been through some really traumatic shit. I would say she's been through more violent traumatic shit than myself. I've been through some shit, but like Reina's been through some shit. She knows she is definitely fucking been through it. And so I don't know. But she's also been working through her trauma, and she's also haven't been holding on to these you know, these notions she has been holding on to that were caused by her trauma. She's actually working through it. So some people don't need it, and I get that. But there is a lot of Asian culture don't play that. You get no emotion, can't have trauma, none.
Right.
I have anger issues too, Gene. But like I'm in therapy. I take medication. I do fucking what I gotta do because I know that if I'm not taking care of myself, that fucking everyone around me is gonna suffer, and I can't deal with that. I've done the work, and I feel healed.
See,
Crown chakra, flax face, shut up.
And in my situation, dealing with toxic relationships, sometimes you get into a situation, and as it is unfolding, you're trying to be there for that person. You're trying really hard, but they just don't get that it wears thin. Like, it wears thin real fast. And especially like a lot of males and females come into a relationship already with this situation. And as a person that seems to be stable, it's really hard to keep your sanity, because you eventually it just lines up where you're both going insane.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
No. I mean, relationships are hard, especially if people are both dealing with some shit, you know, and you have to. I mean, whether it's with a partner or with your parents or with your brothers or sister, it's like it's hard being in relationships when you have unmitigated trauma and unmitigated emotions that are just never addressed, you know, and it's tough, but like it's doable, and people do it all the time. And I again, fucking coming back to Kevin Samuels, whatever you think about how he talks to people or what you think of him, he does address that very basic idea of like, hey, we're all hurting, and like we need to figure out why we're hurting, and we just need to take a moment and step back and fucking and address our own problems before we go out into the world and start, projecting our bullshit on other people, because it's not their fault that you have your problems. And like this bitch at work, all right? She came at me and said I was stealing shit, all right? And then over the weekend, on Monday, she called off work just because I know she did it just to avoid me. And then I find out from another coworker that she's been snappy with a lot of different people. And so I'm just like and my coworker don't take that shit. She's just like, look, you can't talk to me like that, but you can't, you need to figure out what's wrong, because you can't talk to me like that. I'm not going to accept that. And I did the same thing, but I just told her, like, I'm not talking to you anymore. Like, I'm done with you. And that worked. So that was fine. But still, like, it's not our fault that you can't stick up for yourself, and you can't, and you feel walked on, and you feel used, and you feel like your life is in the toilet. That's not our fault. Like, you can't go to work, start teeing off on people because you had a bad fucking day or your shit's going wrong. I get it. People have bad days, but you've been on a bad week, bitch. You gotta chill out. And I'm just not here for that shit, man. And like, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right. See, and with me, my new relationship, oh my God, my girl deals with big situations, and I see how she handles it. And I'm just like, she gets off the phone and she looks at me, and I'm like, not me, not me. He's getting cussed out the minute we show up. And she's like, well, that's not the proper way to do it. And da 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 da. And I'm just like, I'm mimicking what I see. So a lot of the situations where I'm like snapping, I could just see her in the chat going, and I just pull back. So yeah, but no, literally, I totally get you. A lot of people come to fucking start shit. Trust me. I like the problems, but like I said, if I have to handle it, I'll handle it. But she's eventually gonna get fired because she's fucking with everybody, and eventually, when it gets to enough people, why ruin your life over something that's so minor, and especially spreading lies about stealing and stuff like that? HR, and they don't play with that. Like, you cut my money.
Right. No, and I see that's a direct fucking assault on my family. That's how I take it. I take it as like, you're assaulting my family now because you're fucking with my money, you're attempting to fuck with my job, you're fucking with my money, you're fucking with my family. It's a fucking order of operations, son, and my brain goes right to it. Like, right to it, I'm just like, this bitch is fucking with my family, and I'm just like defensive mode all the way. I can't fucking help it. It's just who I am. I should work at the ATF, because if I don't have alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, then I'm in a bad mood. Naders, you get your shit.
I agree with you.
That's Naders therapy right there. God damn it, it's fucking shooting his Tommy gun.
I don't have a gun yet, but I'm practicing. I need one of those deadly concealed weapons. I just want it so I can go on the airplane and be like, I got us, guys. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
I don't even have to go through.
You can be like that guy at the Indiana Mall who was fucking who stopped that mass shooter. Like, some mass shooter walked in and started shooting people, and this dude fucking had a handgun, and he took this motherfucker out. He was telling people to get behind him and get down, and he fucking went and handled it. Yeah, fucking hero, man. Fucking hero. I realize guns are out of control in this country, but like, at least there are people out there who still are fucking have the nerve to deal with it and to address it, and they're sane. Most legal gun owners are not fucking problematic. It's the people who don't have any history with guns. It's people who have mental issues. It's people who are acquiring guns illegally, and they're probably doing some other illegal shit. It's fucking that's the real problem with guns. Never mind that we have like more guns than people in this country, which is crazy
with
as well.
With guns, we should take more time to do, like, you got to go through training and classes, and when we go to school, we have months and years to actually develop for a paper. Everybody should have a certificate in self-defense, how to load a gun, how to treat a gun, have respect for the gun, because a lot of people just shoot first and ask questions later. And I'm looking at people like, how did that gun even get in that kid's hand? He's like, oh well, there's a lot of stuff I know about 3D printing, one use type of shit.
Right.
But we need more education, especially with A lot of these kids running around, they're raised to be hunters and stuff like that. In the black community, we're not raising people to shoot at things. It's just there because of the situation. But I believe, like I said, more education, more training, a lot more before you even think about getting a. I heard that you had have a 90-day probation or something like that before they give it to you. You should have to get in classes. You should have to be an NRA member. NRA needs to I'm not gonna tell you because you guys got guns, but you guys need to step up and say the people that have a gun license or whatever, they are responsible. They're your supermarket, or they have to have a job. There's a lot of broke people running around with guns and can't even afford bullets. I'm like looking at people like, what are you doing with a gun, bro? Like there's many times I'm like, put that away. Like we're gangsters of sophistication.
Right. And a gun should always be a last resort. Anyways, it shouldn't be like the first thing that people go for is like, I'm just gonna grab my gun and fucking start taking care of business. And that's a big problem too. I follow a lot of like police and in Instagram pages and stuff. So you see a lot of interactions with guns, and you see how people come at them, and I know there's a problem with police, and I know there's a problem with people getting shot that shouldn't be shot, and that I'm not trying to take away from that, but there are a lot of situations where like if someone's getting shot at, then I think it's okay to shoot back. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's a cop getting shot at, and it's like, oh shit. But you see how people react with guns on these sort of things. You see how people are so quick to guns and stuff. There does need to be something, because obviously shit is out of control. People are fucking wild now, and especially after this pandemic and stuff. People are really going fucking ballistic right now, and the first thing they do is just grab their gun. I saw this lady on TikTok. She had a fat booty, like a nice booty, like a real nice booty, and she was just shooting at a fucking car because she had road rage. And her husband's like, yo, fucking stop shooting the fucking gun.
Okay, for all comedic purposes, if it's a nice gun like a Desert Eagle, that kickback on that ass got to be something amazing. Just imagine all that force. I mean, making it clap in a different direction.
Clapping in reverse, baby.
I like when she shoots the gun. Let's do this again.
Well, there was that thing. Remember babes shooting guns, or big guns and bikinis or something. Yeah. Demi Moore was in that shit, son. Demi Moore was fucking rocking a bikini and just shooting automatic rifles. That shit is tight.
She had to.
Yeah. Yo, why not, man? No, I really want a gun, but like my wife is not into guns and stuff, and I understand given her history and stuff. Her history with guns, she used to be a real G out there. No, that's not right, but but she does not
gang
like
before Grundy gang.
Yeah, man.
Don't test her in the streets. She got that paperwork. See, with me, I believe since I have a child, everybody in the house should have experiences with the gun. So if it just so happened we get in that situation, my daughter could come out and be, Tupac and go Western, but also could be like, all right, officer, what I did was like, so I believe if you have a gun in the house, everybody needs to be trained in it. Yeah. Because a lot of the time there's like one person that brings it in unknowingly, and then the kid finds it, and then all badness stuff it pursues, and it's bad. I've heard a lot of those stories. So I do like guns, but like I said, I like fighting. I really like fighting. Hand-to-hand combat. If we went to war right now and with hand-to-hand combat, I would be over there like, yeah, let's do this. Let's go. Whoa. And they'd be like, yo, he needs to calm the fuck down. Like, why is he... if you bring back hand-to-hand combat, I'm in it. The swords and the guns is just too much. Too much risk.
Yeah, man. The idea of fisticuffs is that's how shit used to get handled. You hear all these old school cats talk about it. It's like, man, fucking none of these guns were just being pulled out. We were fucking just beating the shit out of each other. That's just how we do it. And yeah, man, I have weapons. That's the thing. I have weapons, fucking, but I don't have guns but eventually we will. And I think you're right. I think that's the best way to go. Let's get off this weird lady because she is just.
She's like, I feel so retarded, but I'm famous. I'm gonna walk on stream next time and do that. Just be like, I'm famous. Like, we're good here.
It's because you're gorgeous and you're talented and you're famous.
I'm bringing missing teeth sexy back again. Okay, Cletus, where you at, Cletus?
I do believe that though. Like if we were to bring a gun into the household, that I would want Reina and Saucy both to be trained up in it. I live in Ohio, so like guns are everywhere here. Hunting's huge here. I like the people I work with, even the young little teeny boppers are talking about how they went hunting and went fishing over the weekend and shit. Like these little girls, and I live kind of out in the sticks here now, so like everybody fishes, everybody hunts, everybody, like it's really interesting to me. And like I didn't really grow up with that. I had a lot of friends who did, and I grew up with friends who were hunters and fishermen and stuff. But Ohio is like the perfect place to have a gun. Like we everybody has one, and I feel like I'm at a place now where I'm not. See, my wife looks at it as like, you're fucking crazy, and one day you're just gonna like start shooting up the place because you're fucking wild. But I don't think that anymore. Like I'm nicely medicated. I'm therapized or whatever. And I'm ready. I'm ready for a gun. And I'm just thinking one day I'm just probably gonna just bring one home because it's like, that's just probably how it's gonna have to be.
Trust. That's why I was sitting there. The way I learned about guns is my friend was in the military, and then rap music. The more I decipher rap music, I was like, "What is a Larry Bird?" And my friend's like, "Yo, you don't know what a Larry Bird is?" Like, yeah, it's a Beretta 9, and it has an extendo clip with 2 barrels, and it goes like this long, and it hangs out the gun. I'm like, oh. Okay, so that's how you guys do it in Chicago? It's like Chicago, Boston, Philadelphia. Those are just normal everyday things. I'm like, he's like, what? He's like, oh, I got a drummer boy. I'm like, what the fuck is a drummer boy? It's a drum that goes to an Uzi clip. I'm like, why do you need all this stuff? Because I'm out here in these streets rolling hard, son. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. So if I'm coming to hang out with you, if I come hang out with you, it's like the weather. I ask you everything. Is there gang violence today? Are we doing a drive-by? Are we rolling by the ops? I need to know these things because I can't be seen with you.
Get a gun, no bullets to start. Man, fuck that. What's the point?
No. Point? That's how you get shot.
Exactly. If I'm pulling a gun out, I'm intending to use it. I'm not fucking. That's the one thing though that culture of guns that is in me, because like I have a lot of friends who've always talked very responsibly about guns, and they're just like, yo, you don't pull a gun out unless you intend to use it, and you don't point it at anybody. You fucking point it at the ground when you're handling it. Like you don't fucking. There's rules and regulations to it, and that's the important part. I almost feel like it should be like training. Like if you own a gun, maybe you should have to get like an evaluation every like couple years. You know how like they do in the military?
Right.
I wish they did that with fucking cops. I just went to a family get together over the weekend. I have a cousin who's a cop. He's fatter than fuck, dude. Like, who the fuck is he chasing? Who is he policing? Like, he's policing those donuts. He's policing the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, like to me, cops need to be held to a higher standard, at least the standard of military, because in the military, you can't get a certain weight. You got to maintain a certain physique. You got to maintain a certain amount of training every few years to have to even be able to handle firearms and stuff. So maybe firearms should be handled in that sense, where every few years you have to go in, get evaluated, and fucking make sure you're trained up on these things, because again, we live in this country where it's fucking and I know that this is a very uniquely American problem, a lot of people like in Canada or like in fucking over in Europe, our European friends who hang out here, they don't have these issues. So that I get that they don't understand what's going on. They're just like ban all guns, and it's like, well, I don't think it's that easy at this point.
It's not. Second Amendment.
Exactly.
We wrote it down to make sure none of our guns get depleted. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But with guns, a lot. Like I said, a lot of I would rather for people to train, and then with our new way of life of body shaming, that's probably maybe why he keeps the job. He's like, oh, if we let him go, he'll just say that we're fat shaming him, and then we'll end up giving him money. You don't want to do that. Let's just.
Fat shame is fat ass, dude. Fat shame
me,
is fat ass.
I'm an ex-mall manager of many a stores, and I'm like, oh, Fred's working today. You're not gonna do shit. Just let him walk. Who cares? They're like, wait, what? Trust me, Bart Mall Cop, whatever that movie name is.
Paul Blart.
That is a true fucking story. That is a fucking true story. If anybody's worked in the mall thinking I'm lying, you've been there. You know on a Black Friday who's stealing and who's not, and what security's gonna go do their job.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're plus size enabled to sit on their ass.
Yeah. I mean, it is. You know, like I'm fat. Like I'm not saying that fucking fat people are wrong or anything, because I'm overweight and I need to lose some weight, but I'm working towards it. I'm working out. Like before we did this, I was in the gym. I was fucking pumping my chesticles and fucking getting some fucking some cardio in. But it, you know, like I just, if you want to be fat, be fat. I don't give a fuck. That's the thing. And I'm not gonna make fun of you or whatever. But if you're gonna be in a, I might
gonna lie on that.
I mean, like
a little bit.
I mean, I will make fun of you if you piss me off. But but that's different. But I'm just not gonna be like, hey, fatty, go fucking lose weight. Some random person. I'm not a bully, but I don't. But I think if you're going to put yourself in a position where like you're a cop or you're a firefighter or somebody who has this responsibility to other people's safety and well-being, like doctors, you know, maybe doctors shouldn't be fatter than the examination table. You know what I mean? Maybe fucking EMTs shouldn't be big fat tubbies. Come on.
You done struck the chord with me saying, now I want to go out and like petition for fat firefighters. See, now you made me go on that retardo stage where I'm like, you know what? I want to see the plus size guy. Why don't we have plus size fire guys? Lizzo, let's get together and make this happen. See them get on the ladder, losing their breath. What happened? And they were like, I'm like, Hungry Hippos was the start of the fat shaming. See, you make me, I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
Some people should be shamed though. Like some people should be shamed. If you're if you're eating your trauma and stuff, get some help. But like, I get where that comes from. I understand where fucking overeating and being overweight and shit like that has a lot to do with your trauma. But like, again, at some point you have to face it or you're going to die very young and very early. Politicians shouldn't be fat. Yeah, I agree. I can get on that too. I can get on that. Like, no one cares about what Chris Christie has to say. He's a big fat asshole. Fuck him. You know what I mean? But but yeah, be overweight all you want. I don't care. What's up, Robbie? Welcome in. I don't care. You know, that's your choice. This is America. God damn it. If you want to be fat, go ahead, be fat. But if you're in a position of trying to, you have to save people's lives, or you're a cop, or you're in the military and shit. It's absolutely ridiculous that they can be fat.
We need to look at that. That's a good statistic. How many plus sizes do we have in the military, even though they do train to cut the weight? And what positions are they in? I might want to check that out. You got a whole new statistic.
Can you be in the military?
Because I know they used to be kicking people out left and right. The only reason why I'm not in the military is because I volunteered not to jump off because for basic training, and I think it was the Navy, you have to jump off the boat and make an inflatable tube with your pants. And I was just like, yeah, we're not doing that. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, we're not. You can do whatever. I'm good on that. No. That's where I pulled the black card. Like, I can't swim. And they're like, dude, you have an A time. Like, you can swim. I'm just not doing that. So I believe in that shit.
Body weight, yeah, fucking lifeguards. God damn it, come on.
That's my guys.
Hey, lifeguards. Lifeguards
Lifeguards are my guys.
They're my guys. Let's see. Air Force has had a waist measurement. So here's the body, the maximum permissible body mass index, given height and retention. So if you're 64 inches in the Army, you gotta be 26.5%. I don't understand what that means though. I'm a fucking idiot and I'm bad at math. If you're saving my ass, I don't care if you're fat, chunky, skinny, blue scaled. I'm going to just say thank you. Okay, I agree, Mrs. Logic Crow, but I think that there needs to be some sort of standard set, because what if you're in a situation where their big ass can't fucking make it up the stairs to save you from getting shot by the robber? You know what I mean? What if they're like they were a millisecond too slow because they had to take a stop and take a breath. Look,
See,
again, I'm not trying to judge fat people. So, like, if you're overweight, I'm fat. I'm overweight, okay? So if you're overweight and you're taking this person, please don't, because I get it. I understand. It's fucking difficult. Food is a drug, and I fucking love injecting it right into my fat face every fucking day. As soon as I'm done with this stream, I'm gonna go overeat and sit for the rest of the day. So
I've already I got a cream pie sitting over there on my table right now. Okay, that I didn't finish last night. I'm about to join up on the team, especially if they start drafting people. Yeah, you're just giving me stats to be like, what happened to Samo? Oh, he let himself go. I'm not getting drafted. That's me. I will. Yeah. So this is more mental math for me to do.
Yeah, Samo loves cream pies. It is confirmed.
Not that. Lemon lime key. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yo, cream pie doesn't really do it for me. Like those videos that
somebody's
like,
definitely gonna clip that. He likes cream pies.
He likes cream pies. But like when you're talking about pornography, cream pies don't really do it for me. I don't know. It's like I don't really want to see it oozing out. Like, it's not really my shit. See, I don't understand. I don't understand what the body weight index is. So boobs after cream pies. What a stream. Everybody, boobs comes out on Friday, so make sure that you guys are hitting those pre-save links. It's up here in the chat. We also have Risky Biscuit Band on the show, so we're gonna have a whole ass party. It's gonna be Risky Biscuit Band and the boobs.
This is you too, sir.
And
I don't know how this work with chat.
Can you join the military if you're overweight? Let's just see what this says. I just wish they would give me weights, you know. I understand that it has to be by height and size, but like it's still, I just don't. I'm an idiot. I need to know numbers. 6'1". I know, like my buddy who was in the Navy, he had to lose weight or else he was gonna get kicked out or something. So I know that, and he was a musician in the Navy, so like, he didn't do shit but play his bass, and he was just getting fatter and fatter. So, see, I don't know what BMI is. Nick Tronic, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. What is it? Just trying to help. Thank you, Nick. And Mighty, good to see you. Thank you so much. I was 5'9", 122 pounds. Well, there you go. Maybe you need to gain weight. Yeah, I don't know what BMI. I don't know how to do BMI. Never trust this. Yeah, well, I don't know how to like calculate that to like.
Yeah, we need like layman terms.
Yeah, we need pounds, bro. We need pounds. I need
to train you this in
I'm gonna get a head out. I'm gonna head out. Take care of y'all. Hey, Nathan, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you coming through, supporting your boy. Appreciate you.
Thank you, good sir.
What does this say?
I learned so much.
NIH. So your height, your weight. Oh, wait, feet, weight, and then here's the. Okay. So can you do it in reverse though? Can you put the BMI in reverse?
So much healthy learning.
We need to know this shit. God damn it. If we're gonna be talking the shit, then we gotta back it up.
I was ROTC's wet dream when I got into high school.
I bet.
Oh, you're fast and you look strong. Any recruiters, every time I walk by a recruiter, hey, come here for a minute. You want some free wristbands?
Oh, I know I wasn't. That's for sure. I was 350 in high school, bro. No one wanted me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, man. I fucking get the idea of being overweight. I do, but I'm just not. Well, I guess this helps me a little bit, but not really.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
They're like, let's complicate things.
Yeah, I quit.
Teach them one way.
I quit. I don't care anymore. I've lost interest in this. My ADHD is taking over.
Honestly, I need to go to a gun range to really experience. My friend's like, why don't you come to the gun range with me? Because I'm like, I don't know. Because I have a thing. If I really want something, after I touch it, that's it. I'm 100% like, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to get. And I'm going to get it. So I'm not touching guns until I literally can afford one, sit down and play with it.
I agree. Yeah, and at this point, you're probably right. Okay, Naders, go shoot your gun. Naders here fucking lives out in the country, and he greets his neighbor with a Tommy gun. So, like, that's how he says hi. He's
a mob boss.
Naders is well informed on all this stuff. Yeah, I know Morgan. I just lost interest. I don't care now. But yeah, I agree. I can get on board with that. If you can't afford a gun, you can't afford to like stay up on it, and you can't stay trained, you can't go to the gun range. I get that. I'm just here to help. Thank you, Naders. Appreciate you, my friend. But yeah, man, dude, I'm really interested because I don't want to say that you're a woman hater or anything like that, because I know you don't hate women.
Let's go into that.
But you do talk a lot about men's rights, and when I think of men's rights, I think of some dude fucking being like, she won't touch my wiener, fuck that bitch, like, and right. I'm so for equality, and I'm so for women's rights for stuff, and like women have been shit on for a long time, and I'm so for like women empowerment and shit. Like, I have a new song about consent. Okay, all right.
Great.
If that doesn't say much, if that don't say nothing about the fuck a child support. Cartagena, straight out the gate saying fuck.
Cartagena. I gladly appreciate that. Trust me. Under the Samo ban, yes.
Okay, so tell me where you sit with that, because you have a lot of content where you're talking about men's rights and stuff like that. So
all right.
Fill us in.
Right,
where do you come from in all this?
Okay, so in my situation, I have experience on both sides of the right. I'm raising a little girl. Well, not little, she's pretty big, but I'm raising a woman, and the situation is she doesn't have a mom, so that even makes it more like, oh, we got to put a lot of. I can't be talking the way I talk and then have my daughter be like on the pole doing opposite of everything that I'm talking about or against. So with me, for her to have the right to be equal, as in child support, all that stuff, we need to guide them to be, 1, educated, 2, financially stable, 3, pleasant, because a lot of women don't want to be pleasant. Like, well, not a lot of them, but
smile, bitch, you'll fucking get wrinkles. That's what I hear.
If I could see the lurk right now, I can tell you how many haters are in this situation. But the whole situation
I don't mean that, Fred. I don't mean that. But when you say things like that women should have a better disposition in life, like, I'm just like, to me, that sounds like fucking smile, bitch, you'll get wrinkles. You know what I mean? Like, in my head, maybe in a general sense, people might take it like that, because why do women have to be polite to you? Why do people should just be polite in general, right? Like, yes. I'm for that. But like, I just, please continue. I understand where you're coming from, but like, again, that just triggers that.
Trust me. My girlfriend's like, "Are you better? you can't be Samo now, motherfucker." But no, okay. So the way that I'm seeing it is as women they don't have to be polite, but you don't want catcalls. You don't want to be harassed. You don't want to do any of that. But the situation for girls, when they do it, it's totally all right. It doesn't matter if you hit a guy. Doesn't matter if you falsely accuse a guy. There is no consequence at all. I respect women for what they respect me for. It's very simple. If you say good morning, I'm going to say good morning. I reflect what you give out. A lot of certain situations, women, they know, like Amber Heard, she knew, she told Johnny Depp, who's they going to believe? Who they're going to believe out of everybody?
Right.
They're not going to believe you. So what? You're a movie star. And then at the end, talk about, well, he had all these powerful people that could pull me. Hold on. You can't be on both sides of the fence saying that you're correct. It's either one or the other. So for equality and for fairness towards men and women, if we get prosecuted for rape, guess what? You can get prosecuted for rape. But the situation in half is very simple. If a guy goes, oh my God, officer, this woman around the corner, she touched my dong. What do you think he's going to say? Get out of here, buddy. I wish you'd. Where is she? Where is she? Here, you can touch mine, ma'am. See, the problem is we don't stand together. And with some females, it seems like I'm bashing them. No. Kevin Samuels, okay? I'm a product of Kevin Samuels. I am not the Luther Vandross of communicating like Kevin Samuels. So when a lot of people bash Kevin Samuels, they're not really understanding.
Or listening what he's saying.
Yeah, or is it, hey, mighty. And so when I'm sitting here telling them, like, I'm saying it very harsh, very reality, but through my video clips of what I'm watching, this is what is going on. And a lot of I'm talking to a lot more people in different countries, and they don't see nothing wrong with it until they see it. And they go, this is what's going on? That lady just threw her baby like it was nothing.
Yeah.
We don't have that here. And I'm like, no. See, the thing about it is back in my mom's day, and our great great grandparents, this was still going on. It was still going on. They always say, back in my day, this never happened. No, it happened. You just didn't have the internet or the technology to see this happening on a daily basis. For guys, we literally just shut the hell up and just take it because we don't have a voice. It doesn't feel like we have a voice. So for females, I love females. I do. Gay people, love you guys. You guys are everybody should be equal. But when reality shows up, you got to accept the reality of the situation. And a lot of people are not ready to accept the reality of things are unfair. And there's a lot of those situations where they say it's a man's world and men do all this stuff. Well, we hide the statistics from women because it sounds better when we have one side of hate. I don't know if that sums everything up, but that's where I'm coming from. I just want things to be equal and fair. And a lot of women that get away with this stuff, we videotape, but we don't go further. So council culture, I've been ready. I've been ready for a long time to be like, yo, what about this? What about this? What about this? They don't want they want to condemn you, but they don't want to educate you. Yeah. And that's the same thing with that's what my stream's about. It may be funny, it may be crass at times, but when I do get really heartfelt, I'm saying it from the heart. I'm not really trying to be like, oh, let me just do this for the views. But right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I want you to talk on it because and here's the thing. I feel the same way. It's like women should, if we're talking about equality, if we're talking about true equality here, then everyone needs to be held accountable to their actions. And if that means that if a woman hits a man or if a woman is taking advantage of an underage boy, then everyone should be held accountable to their actions. I guess where I get caught up is that I always look at the history of how women have been treated, and I always look at the history of how women can get how women are the ones who get murdered in most relationships when they're male, female. Women do have that; they're more susceptible to that. I mean, I just look at it more in a historical sense. But so there does need to be sort of a protection of the fair sex. But then me even saying that is like degrading women because what, you don't think we could, what?
What, just because I'm a woman I can't take care of myself? I can't fuck a motherfucker up?
And then that's not at all what I'm trying to say. But I do recognize that a dude is a big fucking dude. Our frame is bigger. We grow bigger. We have muscles differently. Women tend to be smaller framed and smaller people, and it is that situation where women can be murdered easily just because somebody's like, and that's scary. It's very scary. So, but on the other side of that, you have these you have situations where men, a lot of the times, they don't get custody of their children because because the court leans towards the mother. Like alimony leans towards the mother. There's a lot of situations that lean towards the mother, and I'm assuming that's because of this long history of women sort of being mistreated or cast to the side. So I do see the point, and I do see, and I do like Kevin Samuels, and I don't think that he's some misogynist asshole. I think that he just talks in a way that people don't like. People don't like because the reality of the situation is that men, for the most part, have built the roads we drive on. They have built the buildings we go to. They have built these things. I'm not saying women can't do it, and I'm not saying that women don't do it. But for the most part, men are the ones who are the first ones to get sent to war. Men are the ones who are asked to do the thing. Men are the first ones to kill the spiders. You know what I mean? Like, men are the ones that oh my god! Oh my god! Kill the fucking spider! Get this bitch out of here! It's so I don't know. This is a man's world. I see that side of it, but then I also see the other side of it. And as we sort of evolve, as humanity evolves, we do have to sort of find this medium where accountability is in play, and we have to look at things. Bon, what's up, G? We do have to sort of look at both sides of it, and we do have to look at it maybe in more of a subjective manner instead of making these sweeping generalizations. And being like, oh, men are trash because they do shit like this, like all men are trash and all this shit, and this idea that, because when you do see those TikTok videos or those Instagram videos or YouTube videos of women, how they talk about men and how fucking, it is pre-programmed into women these days to be like, oh yeah, men suck, women are awesome. And it's like, well, I get that, but then I also, there is a lot to being a man, and there's a lot that goes with it. There's a lot of responsibility that goes with it, and a lot of expectations that go with it. So I don't know. How does that fall in your ears? What are you thinking right now about it?
Well, what I'm thinking about is more that, how should I say this without without being a dick? Women out of Kevin, spiritual, calling it Kevin. Women have the most freedom that they have ever had before our great slavery, great overseas, great freedoms that they have now. And when I look at the situation, like you said, history, that they worked to get here. All right, cool. I have no problem with the history. No problem. Can't deny that situation. But in current history, what are we doing? You want equality, you want all this stuff, but yet you will not support. I'm going on a wheelbarrow.
Go, please.
Wheelbarrow.
I just did, so it's your turn, sir.
You want equality in saying that, you need to support us, blah, 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 blah. Look at the women's NBA. The women's NBA is literally sitting maybe 13, 1,400 people. Their tickets are suffering. They're saying they're like the greatest basketball players on earth, but yet women are not supporting their own sport. I respect my Nubian queen. I try, but the whole situation and a half is that for me to be like dunking on females and say I'm doing all this negativity is as a factor that I want you to realize the consequences of when you don't put time and the effort of thinking of the people don't think these things like exist. And I hate when I see people in Disneyland, right? And I'm trying to warn a lot of my people like, this might happen. And what is your insurance? You have insurance on your car. You have insurance on your house. You have insurance on everything except for your relationship. Now, if you're not married, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're still testing the waters, cool. But when you have children, you need insurance just in case something goes awry, because people's feelings change. So with females, I really want them to pay attention, not even to what I'm saying, to what the stats and the videos are saying, and especially for men. Because men, we sit around here, we've been gassed for years talking about we're the strongest, we're this, we're that. Things are changing. And since things are changing, I would like for our culture of my age range to change with them, as in either parenting, as in either educating themselves. I'm the worst ally to have, is an ally that is willing to say, yeah, I agree with you, but also says that's fucking clown shoes. We're not doing that. That is trust me. My daughter's school hates me. They're like, yeah, let's go to science camp. Let's do it. Let's do this. But you're not feeding the kids chocolate milk on Fridays. Wait, what? Hold on. I thought he was with us. So with the whole situation and a half is, I support women. I will back women unless they start doing stupid shit. And then that's when I just let it go. Because a lot of insecurities and raising children, a lot of women are not, I repeat, they are not, they're not what nurturing is. And the whole situation is, they want to continue this archetype of women are nurturing and men are hunter-gathering system. And we can do it both. If you can do it both, we can do it both. But we want the same rights. That's all we're asking for. And even with abortion, the way that abortion went, nobody knew that there is no DNA testing for guys at all. Like, if you have a little bit of notion that she stepped out and cheated on you, there's nothing for us. And contraceptives, the same thing. When, for me, just by my view of the world, if you're going to get rid of abortion, the way you can get rid of abortion, a legal way, which is be safe, which be awesome, if you took the time to work on men's birth control. Therefore, we have more options. All of a sudden, there won't be any more accidents, because a lot of situations between pop condoms and not taking the pill leaves guys at a vulnerable situation. I'm down. I am down to be a test dummy or whatever for the cause, because I already have my one kid out, so I'm good. I'm totally good. But for those guys, like, once again, we're on a different war. We don't carry guns and you fucking throw grenades or wear bulletproof vests. We have to use our minds in this new generation of internet and all this, cell phones and all this crazy stuff. People are going to Mars. In my great-great-grandfather's time, they were thrilled about the Mars stuff. I mean, the moon stuff. My daughter doesn't know what it's like to not have a black president. She just grew up, boom, and there it was. Struggle's over for her. But for us, we know the back history, and the situation is to teach, fairness. Because at beginning of school, they tell you everything is equal, everything is achievable. Go and live your dreams. And when you get to the high school, then they're like, you know what? You want to be a dancer? Puh, you can't do that. Sorry. This is what we need for you to do. We need you to go to McDonald's, flip these burgers. Like, it's a weird con. Like, it's a weird con that's played on everybody, not just me, you. It's everybody's in on it. And the 1% who makes these decisions, and I'm not trying to say corporate decision, they've already got their houses, they already got their kids. They want us to continue to keep fighting each other. And once you sit down with another party and all parties come together, then we can actually start striking out towards what representatives we want representing us, how our votes do matter. Because right now they're breaking up the states on purpose. Like, I hate to say it, to me it seems like the Republicans, next year it's gonna be weird, man. Next time it's time to vote, all those red states where they're talking about abortion, it's just pushing people that can't afford to move to California, move to these blue states, and you can see everything shifting off of one decision. And it was out of place. It's really out of place. But how do we make things go backwards? To me, this seems like a domino play. Because if anybody doesn't know, which I'm running off the question, if anybody doesn't know about mandatory at pregnancy, at birth, the minute you find out you're pregnant, that you're going to be paying child support, you guys got to get on this. That was a stepping stone. Roe versus Wade was a stepping stone. Now that they got this passed, every man is on the hook. No matter if it's your grandfather, me, freaking anybody, the little boy across the street. I shouldn't be fighting against this because, it seems like it will benefit my daughter. But really, does this benefit everybody? Is it fair to everybody? And yes, fuck child support.
All right, calm down.
If we're going to talk about child support, I got a system, boy. I can get you jobs. That's not the problem. Yeah, child support. Let me talk to Cartagena real quick. Look, to me, and this is my one time to get this off. So let me stretch it up. For me, child support should be formed different. I've never been on child support, never been, because if you play chess, you understand how to move your pieces. Sometimes you're going to get a loss, sometimes you're going to get a win. But when you're moving your pieces, move them with purpose. So once I say again, child support is a scam. There is no different. I repeat, there is no different from local terrorism or kidnapping. Think about it. You work hard every day for your paycheck, man, to give it to the mother, or they say it's for the children, but really does it get spent on the children? We don't know. So when you sit there and say, hey, I want to see more time with my kids, well, we got to go to court, and they'll volunteer anytime you're going to see a little bit of happiness, a little bit of something. You get a new girlfriend, you get something, they're quick to try to take you back to court. And that's just not a Black culture thing. That's every culture thing, which I feel that at any time you have to pay to see your kids. Remember, terrorism on a local scale, pay to see your kids. And still, you only get like 7. If you get a raw deal of 80-20, that means you get to see your kids 4 times out of the month. Still pay child support. Stop that. We need to get rid of that. If you're a bad parent and you have never seen that, you have never held your child, you have never shown up to any of those magic moments, yes, rape them pockets. And I mean rape. I don't mean like, oh, I mean what I mean. Take it from them. But if you're there in that child's life, you shouldn't have to pay nothing, because the whole situation is time spent with a child is not something you can take by money. Those memories can never be made ever again. After they're done, they're done. So for the men, for the women, for anybody has 50, 20 something, and they're working their ass off and they're paying child support, and be able to see their children and just be like, oh yeah, we would like to go to Disneyland. Well, we can't because I paid your mom. The court doesn't want you to tell kids the truth. And that's the sad thing about it. They go over to the other parent's house and they have nothing to do and they don't know why. I want to be entertained. So that makes a little, you know how kids are. Well, I don't like them because we don't do this and this. But when we get to mom's house, we get to do this, this, and this. And like, well, I wouldn't be able to afford that trip or be able to do that. We'd be able to go do things, but I have to pay child support, which is ransom. No different than somebody taking kids say, I want $1,500 a month. Otherwise, you don't see Jimmy ever again. Why do we have that? If they want to fix child support, start very simple. Open up new jobs by making child support just like a bank. The way that a bank works is people come in, hey, I got a card, cool. Hey, you have a discrepancy on your child support. Guess what? Let me see the paperwork. Oh, we got lingerie, Alizé, and hair weave. And oh yeah, there's some baby formula. Where are these other 3 discrepancies coming from? No, right now, from what I know, men do not get a payout of what is actually being spent on. They're just, here's the money. All right, cool, bye. We need accountability. Even with this, when this law passed, a lot of guys' asses on the hook. And I literally sat in law classes. I've literally sat in communication class. I literally saw it in a lot of these. And a lot of these people don't even need to be here just because they have little discrepancies where like, oh, it didn't work out, and da-da-da-da. And as soon as a woman feels like she has the power of negativity to do something, they find out, they're going to go ham. And I don't like that. So for equal rights, we need legal up, guys. We need to stop. Like, at first, when I was a kid, I was like, prenups are stupid. Why do we need a prenup? Prenups are insurance. They are insurance. They are making, if something has happened, we already have something in place just in case. This is what's going to happen. But right now, we have nothing. This law passed, mandatory child support. Imagine how many people right now, if you watch my last special, it was a whole bunch of people that I showed you the consequences. Even if it's not your child, women will not get jail time. Women will not have to pay it back. Women just learn your lesson. Have a nice day. We need more awareness. And my channel may seem like I'm dunking on people. It may seem one culture is always being brought up, but the situation is, this is what's out on the market. I don't make films. I don't make the films that I do. I look at them and I go, like, there's sometimes where I cut it off because I'm just like, I feel sad. It makes me feel some type of way. But to feel that way, right? To feel that way, that shows you that you're still fucking human. then I'm not like, oh, let me just dunk on them. And they're not for views. This is for educational purposes to say, men, be careful who you have sex with. Because that same, like I said, Cruella DeVille, a lot of these people are in situations because of a pop condom, and they think it's going to be an easy buck, and that's sad. That is very sad. But if you have anything else to say, because I'm like,
No, I appreciate that. I wanted you to speak it how you feel it, man, because that's why I had you on, because yeah, and I can agree with that, where in the sense that there are people out there who who are trying to lock a dude down, or a dude's trying to lock a lady down, or whoever is making more money, and because they know that they're gonna get some sort of financial benefit out of it. And I think Reina made, and you addressed it, and I think Reina addressed it as well. Men also need to be careful with who they lay down with. A shitty woman is revealing of herself from the very beginning. Men don't always recognize the warning signs, right? And men do tend to think with their dicks, and that is a fact. We tend to get overwhelmed with our need to get this the come out, because we're just, oh god, we gotta just get it out, because we are dumb when we're all horned up and shit. And women do play the long game, because they can sort of control that aspect of themselves, and they have a little bit more composure when it comes to sex. Most women, but yeah, but it's also the same way for women as well, is that women also need to be responsible about who they also get impregnated with as well, because a lot of single mothers out there, and the stats aren't good. The stats aren't good on the outcome of single mothers, and God bless the single mothers. Hats off to the single mothers out there, killing the game and shit, doing it good. You had both of your parents in your life growing up?
let me tackle one question, because I
Sure.
ain't ducking a question.
Sure, no.
Cartagena. All right. So what do you say here? My daughter is 13. I had a talk. I had to have a talk. I got a payment of $1,400 a month. How much do you think spend on birthday and Christmas? Do you think it's fair for the siblings? All right. So for me, it depends on how much, where you live at, what's your state, it's really about the relationship between the kids and the parents and how you feel about it. I really think if you are actually there, like they're in the child's life, you shouldn't have to pay any money, no money whatsoever, due to the fact that, like I said before, being in a child's life is more important than money. If that other parent doesn't have any money, there should be it should be slided over to to visitation time, because the whole situation is this. And I'm throwing a little bit, I'm throwing this for a long bomb. In a situation where you have two parents, both of them has money. They agree to take care of the children on their own time with their own dollar, right? Let's say this is not the case, where a child is where a parent is paying all the child support to to the mother. Father dies, right? Father dies, doesn't have no money, nothing to give to the state, nothing. That income that mom was using to live is no longer there. So therefore the child suffers. Then what? But if you have two parents that are equally working and taking care of the child on their time and their time, when that parent passed away, right? Boom, gone. All the children have to worry about is the death of their parent. They shouldn't have to worry about, oh my God, am I going to have school clothes? Oh my God, am I going to have something to eat? Because they already know that parent has gotten. A lot of people don't have money or in these equal situations. And even with child custody, I'm looking at people and I'm like, if you guys work together, you'll get a lot more done. You'll get a lot more done, because the rich parent, poor dad, poor parent, poor dad, the government's like, kill them now. If you have a poor parent, right, and the other one has money, well, the state could take care of the insurance part, because the number one killer of a paycheck is paying every month for insurance, right? Pay a month. So imagine you get a check and you don't have to get insurance because the poor parents can't taking care of it. Food stamps, poor parents taking care of that. There's a lot of stuff that even though you guys are not together, for the sake of the children, you know what court says, for the sake of the children, you have to come around and compromise. And that is, trust me, that is very hard. That is the most hardest. That's the reason why you're there. But when you get courts involved, they see it as one way. They see it as a number 1 menu, a number 2 menu, number 3 menu. That's it. There's nothing outside of that. So it depends on the situation. Everybody has a different situation. I had a different situation. You have a situation. There's never a amount. Trust me, Chris Brown knows what a perfect amount is. He makes gazillions of dollars, but he's paying through the roof for something, no offense, something that is like literally to survive for an apartment at $1,400, you said, in California. That is literally, it's like $1,000 for a 2-bedroom. For a 4-bedroom, it's $2,700. So it depends on where you live at and how much effect it is. And then with the breakdown of child support, so much money should be allocated for, food, clothing, rent, because they should not be taking care of the parent itself. See, a lot of things about it is the system is not willing to work these things out. They're already like, let's make all the negatives and not think about about fixing the system. Let's make it worse. So for Cartagena, I feel you. I feel for all the dads, for any parent that's paying for child support and doesn't even know where their money's going to, but yet see child neglect. And even if you call, child welfare and attendance, they seem to slide. A lot of these county representatives are not they're so easy to go with deadbeat, but will not look into the actual story. A lot of courtrooms would just say, rinse and repeat. We got things to do. So what I'm saying is, I hope the best for you in your situation. I miss you while you're streaming, by the way. But honestly, do the best by your kids. I don't. That's the best thing I can say. Trust me, I'll probably eat these words because I had a stalker that's like, I got you. But the whole situation is, do the best by the child. Court systems are there to continue the process of making a problem. I didn't even know this. My friend was in a perfectly good relationship, perfectly good. He works for the government. His wife was working at the time, and they just had they had the kid for like maybe 4 months. The court sent his mother of his child papers to get him on child support, and they were together. What kind of bullshit is that? Like, the courts would literally, the minute you make a little bit of money, they send you papers saying, hey, do you want to take them back to child? Like, no. When you get a check, because I live on both sides of the fence when it comes to this, when you get a check and you're just like, oh, I can actually live, and then half your check's gone, and you're like, oh, why does it go? Oh, because the child, if you're doing, like I said, if you are neglecting your kids and you're not being there and you're not playing fair, get them fucking hard. Get those pockets. I mean, literally make sure that they got donkey tails. Okay, make sure you get them. But if the father's there and the mother's there and they're doing the best they can by that child, leave them alone. The income that comes in that house is very vital for them to actually do some successful things, to get a better job, to move on. But if they're, like I said, neglect is weird. And I fight for both parties. The child welfare and reform. I'd rather have a reform bill on making the rules a lot clearer than coming across with this guys don't have any say or any rights. Women, my body, my choice. Back to my rhetoric of my check, my choice. If I decide not to be there, since you said my body, my choice, it's really weird, but the two to me make sense. But continue. Go ahead. What were you trying to say? Sorry about that, English.
No. I appreciate you doing that. I'm down to just $1,000 a month. We have a good relationship. I just worried about what happens when she goes to college. Mom should already have 4 years saved up. Well, my job's up, so now you're stuck with me. Naders, I'm never stuck with you, buddy. We love having you around here.
Crazy.
I can get behind that, man. I can get behind that idea of everyone sort of taking responsibility for what they're doing. But I'm not sure. I mean, when you think about it as well, like child support, the whole idea of child support, it's an industry. It's a money-making, money-generating industry for lawyers, and it's for the state, for the court system. So of course it's in their best interest, especially lawyers. It's in their best interest to keep pushing hard. I mean, you got situations where one of the parents are getting part of the lawsuit is that you have to pay for the other parent's lawyer. So, so like, how does that make sense? How does that even make sense? Yeah. So yeah, people do need to really think about who they procreate with. I am so with that. Bonnie said, I'm not sure. I wasn't sure about this. Does the government cut checks to people here who, so Bonnie asked, does the American government give money to parents every month? I know breeders up here get government checked monthly. So I don't think so, but I mean through some sort of welfare programs, but I'm not sure if it's just like if people are separating and
Are we talking about because if there's different, because there is a program that will pay you up to 2 years. This is ignorance. Don't bullet point this. Don't make this a thing. But in California, there's a program that you can get fundage for your child up to 2 freaking years, and it's like, for me, it's like emergency rations, but some people live off of it and then lose it, and then they don't know what to do after that. So there is some programs in certain states that do send out money, but I'm from old school where it's like food stamps. If I need, I only take for what I need. I work like the Indians. No, my Native Americans. I eat the whole bowl. Whatever I need, I'll take it. But that's about it. Because I saw Cartagena has something else that he written.
he said that I'm down to just 1,000 a month now. We have a good relationship. I'm just worried about what happens when she goes to college. Mom should already have 4 years saved up.
Now with me in college, like I said, 3 strikes rule. Just like if you get a felony or a misdemeanor or whatever, you have 3 strikes, you go to jail. You mess up on child support 3 times, we're changing the freaking order. And the way that we would change the order is that we would take the money that you spent and we put it in a bank account. When the kid turns 21, I know, really weird, 21, he would be able to have access to that money. He could choose to go to college, get a car, go to school, do something with that money outside of the other parent's hand, because a lot of parents that seem like they're responsible at the time of the relationship, once they get a large sum of money, they lose responsibility. They find other things that are more appealing. So and I don't know your situation, Hannah Carter, I don't know your situation, but if you don't get a printout at the end of every month or every 3 months, get a printout that said what the money was spent on, it's like, what are we doing here? When you go to buy a TV at Best Buy, receipt. When you go to get groceries, receipts. Why all of a sudden now we're starting not to get receipts? Like at the end of the year, you get taxes. I know, I've heard that you get taxes on child support. That's awesome. But I'm suffering freaking now. I need assistance now. There is no office to be like, oh, I have some discrepancies with this, and we need to build the system better, not make it worse. This new bill is crazy. And yeah, my situation is more where my mate is no longer with us, but I'm dealing with her grandparents now.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's a lot of things that people think that it's over, that it's not over. And the whole situation is, men don't know this until, well, I kind of knew this a long time ago, but I didn't have a platform to speak on it, to show awareness that just because the other person is no longer doesn't mean that somebody else can't take their place. And for that person, I'm cool. Like, I'm really cool until you piss me off. It's good for the child to see the other people. There's no problem with that, because they need to know their lineage and their history. But when they don't do things that they're supposed to do to take care of the child, then that's where we have the issue at. That's where a lot of people have the issue at. And coming together to talk about something when there's a little bit of friction in between, that's kind of hard. And that's on my spaces where I'm at. That's where I'm standing at. So I can tell you everything what the court system will do between, no offense, taking this as an example, Cartagena and his missus, on what proper steps. If you have a good relationship and you can communicate, that is awesome. That is a very rare treasure. That is something that the court does not want you to do. But if you have a effed up situation where when two grown adults can't talk, it's really messed up. But then you have to start thinking differently. And I'm here for the people that have to start thinking differently. Because there's a lot of people that's like, oh, I just want to smack her and do all this other stuff. And they get in more trouble and they get in more debt and they get they get drifted away from their children. And then that's how the deadbeat stuff starts. I'm here for the people that don't know. Woman, child, donkey, I don't care. I'm here to help people that are in the situation and don't know what to do next. So a lot of guys are quick with the violence and quick with the shenanigans, but if they knew how to switch the game up, they could do a lot better. You may not like that person. Oh, trust me, you may not like that person, but you got to understand 18 is 18. That's why I say it's 18 to life when you have a child. And you need to be there. For a person that didn't have a father, it's very important for me to be there for my daughter, to be there for anybody. Like I said, even if you're bad at it, you can Tiger Woods. I don't know. It's a freaking Childish Gambino reference. But honestly, I wish the best luck for you, Cartagena, in your situation. If you need anybody to talk to, let me know. Like I'm here to learn and understand the world. And like I said, different cultures have different situations.
Yeah, and everybody, make sure you're following Samo on Twitch and on Instagram so you can stay up to date every time he streams. Because this dude streams. You always stream when I'm like about to fall asleep. So like, I know it's like a little bit earlier for you. You're 3 hours ahead of me. So like when you're on, it's like midnight. And I'm just like fuck it. But I want because you're engaging. You're very engaging. Like you're very animated about what you're doing, and obviously you're passionate about shit. So like I tend to gravitate towards that kind of stuff. And
let me say one thing. I'm sorry for all the women that think I'm dunking on them. I'm not dunking on you. I just need I heard that it's better if you seem like you're dunking on them. You listen a little bit more, you catch the message, and I appreciate your hate mail. Keep them coming. It just makes my staff a little bit more, you laugh a little bit harder. It works. Keep writing.
Cartagena's in Pacific Standard Time. He's in
Okay,
California.
so he's on my time. I think.
No, Cartagena's East Coast.
Oh, never mind.
He's on my time.
Public school. But no, honestly, I say yeah. It's good. No, like I said, my whole situation and a half is that I'm learning about time zones with talking to other New Jersey. We got New Jersey in the
Joyzy, what's up? Let's go.
So many years, I thought you guys were a borough. And my New York friends like, nah, New Jersey's not New York, babe. We're not a borough. Not a borough.
We're all over the grub. Yeah, no, I was thinking that too. That if Samo is on, I ain't getting out of bed. It's too engaging. He's on when I wake up. Yeah, see, yeah, we all over the globe. But yeah, I was just thinking that too. Like you should like try to get on more like panel shows on Twitch, especially if you're looking to grow your channel, because you're engaging, you're passionate about what you're talking about, you have a good knowledge of, especially of this thing, because you can tell you've gone through some shit with this. So like you have an idea of what's going on in regards to like men's rights and stuff like that. But yeah, man, you should be out there like, yo, let me on this panel, let me on this shit. What's up? I'm doing guest spots. Let me do it. Make sure y'all are following him. I'm telling you, he's hot fire. He spits hot fire. So
let me explain something.
Samo and Beast, yeah, for sure.
when I was because I'm getting into music streamers, because that's how I find. Swear to God, I found your wife, and then I found how you guys work together and everything, and I was just like, oh, I had the same outlook, and then that person was like, you can't do it. And I'm like, okay, well, you're dismissed. But you guys are a big portion of why I decided to become a streamer. I was just sitting there and I was like watching, and I was like, oh my God, this is like something cool. Like this is really like the bee's knees. And I don't know. You guys have been awesome. It's like full circle for me, where I was just like, wow, like you want me to be on the show? Cool. Awesome. Yeah. I'm just getting used to the time zones. I'm not really educated on the world as I should be. But a lot of people are like, yo, it's like my friend in Britain, he was just like, yo, it's like 12 o'clock in the morning over here. I'm like, oh, sorry, bro. I was just seeing what philosophy stuff you have for me. He's like, I'll just talk to you in the morning. I'm like, what time is morning over there? Now I got to go get those clocks and put them all up on the wall. Be like, okay, this guy I could talk to, this guy I could talk to. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in panel stuff. I just got to get my my stuff more mainstreamed.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're, and also you need to utilize your YouTube. I'm not trying to tell you what to do here with your
I
tech,
don't
but
know.
you need to utilize that YouTube fucking channel because a lot of this stuff does well on it, and I feel like a lot of stuff like that, your content does well on platforms like Twitch as well because the type of people, you know, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but like there are a lot of lonely dudes on here who are confused about shit, who might not know about these things, who might not who are looking for love but doesn't know, but
Right.
might not know how. Like a friend of the channel, Wake the Beast. He's a fantastic streamer. He gets a little controversial, some would say. I don't know if you've ever been in one of his streams, but if
I'm gonna check it out.
he's actually he streams, he's on the West Coast. He's in Los Angeles. He's a black dude who fucking was a Trump supporter and then decided that Trump was an asshole. But what he says is he'll say a lot of shit that's kind of okay. Gene, get some sleep, buddy. You
Get
got
some sleep, good sir. Thank you.
You got memes to post, sir. You got memes to post, so you need to get that rest. But he talks a lot about like men and women relationships, and like he used to go and do commentary on. Do you remember Blind Date?
Yeah.
That show was so good, and so he'll go on and watch episodes of Blind Date and fucking sort of break those down. And those are great because and so like he's really a guiding light for young men to sort of, you know, figure stuff out, because I do feel like men in this environment, men have, you know, all men are trash, you know, like
Yeah.
Fuck dudes, take their money and go. Men are trash. Fuck these motherfuckers.
you know, like with that aspect, with the idea of being a cis male or whatever, you know, or however people are getting labeled right now as other. We do have a problem with men committing suicide. We do have a problem with men being disenfranchised with the world and we seem to be directionless. And I'm not blaming women for that, and I'm not blaming anyone for that, but there is sort of a societal, our society, especially here in America, has decided that men are last to even care about. And no one should give a shit about them. And we do have this problem where we do have men just sort of aimless, and they're out there fucking killing themselves or fucking killing other people, and so there does need to be some sort of an awareness to this, and it does need to be out there so people can so people do have sort of a guiding light, especially on a platform like Twitch, where you do have a lot of, you know, lonely dudes on here and
Right.
and incel type friends, you know, who like don't understand the game, and so that's what I'm saying. I think that you know, you're gonna do well if you keep doing it and being consistent. I mean, I think you should also reach out to other streamers who and try to figure that stuff out. I don't know. You were about to say something.
See, and here's the thing about it. My last, because I have an anger management. He's not really anger management. He just pops in the stream and he's just like, yo, he was here in the dark days where I was just like, fuck it, da 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 da. And my last stream where I did a cosplay, because I got hecka guff because I was like, I'm half weeboo, which is like an otaku that's really, if you see my room, it's all anime stuff, blah 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 blah, and I'm from the culture. And I've used to work in that culture, so I understand the do's and the don'ts.
Will you
And
just,
so-
before you go on, will you just explain to people who don't know what a weeboo is?
Okay, a weeboo. Let me get it.
And
A
then-
weeboo is a guy or a female that is really into anime or anything really hardcore. I mean, if you know the body pillow, you know, they sleep with the body pillow, they have the stickers on their car, they wear silk shirts, got the bowler hat, the little, you know, the goatee neck beard, but nothing up here. You know, the ones that you kind of like, these kind of something's off about them. That is what a weeboo is. And I could be totally wrong. I could be disrespectful to the culture, but I had to check the culture one time, like maybe 2 times. And when you go to a convention, there's certain things that you don't do. And a lot of weeboos, they don't understand that yes, they're dressed as that character, but you're not allowed to touch them. Like they like going to a convention is like going to the strip club. Everything looks nice, but you're not allowed to touch. You can tip, you can enjoy yourself, but a lot of people don't understand. And then there's like rules that I have to put in place that costumes are awesome, but some of these women are walking around in lingerie and then thinking they're gonna get a pass. I'm tired of that. Like you walk up with your thong and this and some blue hair, and you're like, no, it doesn't count anymore. I want to see craftsmanship. I want to see full blood, sweat, and tears. I want to see you at the Joann's on a weekday, just like going ham sewing, trying to get ready. So the weeboo community did not like that at all. They're like, no, I like going there, and their chesticles are all. No. There has to be rules to the game, gentlemen. And a lot of the weeboo people don't understand that these little tweaks to the game will probably get you somewhere further than being all sweaty and jumping up on them. You're like, girls don't like that. Guys don't like that. There has to be decorum and a form, and a lot of people don't have form in both languages. So it's just not, I'm big for geek love. If you are a geek, for the people that I've gotten in trouble with in my own community, it's like, why are you dating a white girl? Because you guys don't show up to the fucking cons. Show up to the cons. If you show up to weeboo spots, I will date you if you show up in the right area. You never showed up on my hunting grounds. I'm tired of people going, yo, interracial's bad. No, interracial's good. Love is love. Okay, like. So the whole situation and a half where I looked at it and I was reading people's hate mail and I was just like, but and then they sent me a picture of their costume and I was like, why are you sometimes you guys give me just easy ammunition and I just send it back like, thank you, appreciate your worries and your cares, and Samo's going to be looking into it. But honestly, if you guys ever get into weeboo philosophy, it's very interesting stuff. It's very interesting stuff because a lot of people don't know. Like a lot of people are clueless on how to get a girl or get a boy when it's like minor stuff. It's not even about looks. It's more about your ability to take a win and take a loss. So yeah, on that, yeah, definitely check that out.
Yo, even if they do dress like a stripper, fucking cosplay is all good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, but
but you gotta have some substance behind it,
Watch, you'll be cool with it. And okay, so in my community of weebooism, when I grew up working cons, they had these cosplayers we call traps. And traps are guys that dress like girls, and they're completely straight guys. They don't even care, even if they're gay, it doesn't matter. And their whole kick of the whole thing is going around and getting guys to like worship them. And then at the end of the experience, go, well, yeah, so everything's really good. And then like, oh my God. And then, we made a little game out of it where we're gonna be like, oh, there's one right there, there's one right there, there's one right there. So if people are kind of skittish right now with transgenders and stuff like that, that's anime life, that's con life. There's a lot of people that don't know about this, and I'm okay with it. Like I'm friends with everybody, but some of these people got to get used to how the world is now operating, because I don't expect for the older generation to be like, oh, change. No, it's the middle, the youth, and yeah, that's it. Because in the middle, we have enough time to be like, oh, we're as parents, you are scared of it. I am scared of how to explain certain things to my daughter, but she has to have this knowledge to move around the world. For the youth, they don't know any better because they're getting introduced to it so fast. And even schools are trying to not force, but put awareness on different sexualities and stuff like that. YouTube does it all the freaking time. Like literally, my daughter knows so much. She comes to me with information. I'm like, oh, that's what the Vatican's doing? Okay. Do you want to read a book about it? Like,
yeah,
things are so different right now. So please, if you are at a convention, at a bar, don't get all into, oh my God, it has a penis. No, just be like, just roll with it. don't. I do advocate if you're not with the stuff, just let them know. Like, yo, I'm not like that. I appreciate that. It comes off weird, but I'd rather you have a calm, peaceful situation than going, oh, my sister used to punch me in my goddamn face every time I winced if I seen another boy kiss a boy. Like, this is where I think this came from. She's like, what are you doing? Stop it now. Even to this day, she'll do it. Okay, so don't be afraid of change. Like deal with it. Just head on, deal with it, and understand what is your policies, what is your goal around with it. Because after you figure out how comfortable you are with it, then you can start getting to know the situation. Because trust me, if I get canceled by any of these people, any of them, LGBT, mothers without fathers, dads without all that, I'm ready. I'm ready for the educational part. Let's get. I will spend community service. That's what I think that council culture should do, is give them community service to be more in with the culture, to get rid of that whole situation. They may not learn anything, they may not give a fuck, but the situation is, at least you tried to educate before getting rid of their job and doing all this other stuff.
Yeah. Do you know what visual kei is? Kai?
Visual Kai. No. Let me see. Morgan's like, I got you.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now what it is.
Pronounce it a magical music genre. Oh, hey, I kind of K-pop. Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about. I
know. I'm such a lot. And look, the word they brought up simp in the chat. They were bringing up the word simp. Simp has been banned since December 16th in 2020. And you can't use the word in a derogatory way. You can't call somebody a simp, but using the word, I guess you can use the word in just a casual way that's not aimed at anybody, but just as sort of an idea, or explaining an idea. I do think that banning the word simp was shit on behalf of Twitch, but I do understand. Like, Reina broke it down to me. She was like, "Yo, simps are what gets Twitch paid, right? Like, these motherfuckers who are in Amaranth's fucking chat, who are sitting there simping and doing all the things. And no offense to anybody who's sitting there, taking care of their boo like that, but." Amaranth's never going to come over and touch your wiener, okay? She's never going to be your girlfriend. That's never going to happen. But every time someone bits, every time someone subs, they are getting a taste of that. So I do see why they would go after, making simp a derogatory term, because it's like, it's fucking with their bottom line. Simping ain't easy, baby. Amaranth is married. Oh.
But for me, it's more like simping and pimping, and you got to think about that in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, there's a lot of, I ain't gonna lie, I got 2% simp blood in me, where I'm just like, what? You got in a car accident. I understand. Here's some money to calm down the damage. That's some simp shit. That is really simp shit. But it's from your heart. You're like, I feel for you. I understand. Pimp shit is like, yo, you crash your car, fuck you, get a taxi. Like, it's weird on how the simp thing is evolved. Like, I don't want anybody, literally, I don't like this. That's the reason why I don't have a sub button, because I'm just like, let me work on my craft and get everything together before I say, let's charge, let's do this, let's that. The simp thing is so like, I see it. Hot tub streams and stuff like that. There's a lot of shit that is a little, and people can be like, yo, that's not right. It's a little bit of an advantage for some streamers if you're a female. Guys, if we have a difficulty, technical difficulties, it's automatic, boom, people leave. But if it's a cute girl, or even, what is it, VTubers, which I'm like, I sit back and I watch everything and I just go, oh, so that's how it's done. Okay. So there is a little bit of advantage, because you can dress provocatively as much as you want as a female. Remember, equal rights. But if I come out here in a Speedo and start doing this, and it's not equal, there's no way you're getting that same type of energy.
Oh, you're pissing off Reina now. Don't knock the hustle. Sex work ain't easy. It ain't easy.
I'm talking about Twitch policy. I'm not talking about out in the free world. Oh, trust me.
OnlyFans it up, baby. OF all day, baby.
Trust me. Have you not heard my I got a girl mad at me because I was just like, you think I'm here for the booty? Like, no, that I can pay for the booty. Like, I want a relationship. If you don't understand the relationship part, then I mean, the booty is a plus. It's nice, it's good, but no, thank you. You think you're that shit? Like, no, I want conversation. I want to get to know you before you talk about booty. So, like on that, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Reina.
Twitch policy is male oriented. We can't rock the nip. It's lame as fuck. When I saw Twitch HR person identify as a deer, are you serious? They had an HR person identified as a deer. Listen, whatever you want to identify, good for you. I don't give a shit. But we all know you're not a fucking deer, okay? Okay,
Right.
And that could get me banned. Okay, just saying that is
but
here's
the thing about it. Here's the thing about it. If he identifies as a deer, right, and he gets shot by a hunter, is that murder? I just show up there with that orange vest. Duck! Wow! He had a daughter deer.
Coming right for us.
There's nothing you can do. Fair hunt. Like,
was the
no.
deer naked? I don't know. Oh, wait, so hold on. Game on, Dick Cheney, that ass.
Right?
Hold on, wait a second. Twitch HR identify.
There's so many times I want to identify as a chair, but I know that's wrong.
Ferociously Steph is a trans woman who identifies as a deer. Okay. The Deer Girl is trolling you. Stop falling for it. Twitch staff member identifies as a deer and is abusing her. I mean, look, again, I'm not trying to shit on people because I'm not trying to fuck with the fucking that whole.
Let's not do that.
The alphabet mafia.
I already got enough heat on my ass.
You know, the alphabet mafia is real. They will come for you. So like, but Dear Girl thinks it's necessary to take away voice chat.
Oh, I remember that. Oh my gosh.
She a streamer or is she a staff member identifies as a deer and is abusing her power?
Yeah, I remember that. That's why I was kind of sitting there going, "What? This is before I was a streamer." That's why I was like, "What?"
Did they have a hunting license?
The only way to have a level playing field at the highest level of play is to have.
I don't need y'all out here shooting at her. Okay, stop it. No violence. No violence.
Not have people.
No violence, just smiles.
No violence. I don't want this idea.
No violence, just smiles, guys. Just
smile at her.
So, like, if we identify as an animal, we don't have to pay taxes anymore, right? Damn.
Somebody's been in the Samo chat.
I'll be a dog and pay my $12 a year fee and no taxes. Yeah, I'm here for that. Let's go.
People give up their linguistic profiles. I mean, and maybe you think, you know, if you are a competitive gamer, which a lot of people have been like, Steph, you clearly know nothing about competitive play. Well, competition, by the way, y'all, competition requires you to get every advantage possible. To become the top 0.01% in any video game, you have to squeeze every amount of advantage you can possibly get. Voice chat is unfair. Period.
If you're on team, I don't know.
Look, I was just saying this the other day, and it just occurred to me that it also applies to gamers and the gaming culture. That fucking there is no such thing as PC culture in a homeless shelter, in the fucking nursing home, or in the fucking gaming culture, because that shit is toxic, and they will come for you, and they will talk so much shit to you.
I'll put it like this. I'm from the Xbox 360 generation where, oh my God, 12-year-olds were litting up rap battles, freaking so many cuss words, there's so many speeches you can hear in the Xbox Live freaking stream, just in a lobby. We are very toxic people, gamers. But now you want us to be PC, can't do that. Can't do that.
It's not gonna. It's still too unregulated.
And I'm not going anywhere. I have power. They can't take it away from me. And honestly, there are some people that should be afraid of me, because I
oh my gosh, you just Amber Hearded the situation.
I'm gonna come for hurtful, harmful people. If you're a really shitty person, I'm gonna stand up against you. Period. And Twitch has endorsed me to do that, so.
Oh my gosh.
Twitch has endorsed me to do that.
Oh my gosh. I don't know, like, if a president came at anybody like that, it'd be weird. Like, like out of nowhere for what reason?
Well,
And they're
I'm sure this person gets a lot of harassment. I'm sure they get like harassed a lot. I'm sure they get a lot of bullshit, and I'm sure that that's influencing their decision. And now that they have a little bit of power, which let's just face it, this is about power. They're gonna enforce it in a way that they see fit. So you know,
so excuse me for talking out of turn, but as a transgender deer, I think you already have enough like situations to be accepted. To add more, like I don't know, I don't think that's a cool thing. And I say a lot of weird, crazy, off the wall shit, but being transgender is really freaking hard. I'm not, let's take no shade away from that. But adding more, that's just not. That's not the type of salt I'm representing right here.
yeah. Well, whatever. People who take advantage of their pronouns are hurting the cause for people that really are trying to identify their place in society. It's gonna be sad. You want Sad Boy Summer, Cartagena? All right, we'll do Sad Boy Summer here. Anyways, we're getting close to the end of this conversation, and I really gotta pee. But Cartagena wants to know. Hold on, let me switch back over here. Bam. Reina Mystique is giving love to Moving Dutchman. Thank you, Moving Dutchman. Much love. Sorry the alerts are off, buddy. Cartagena wants to know if you're over or under 40.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, under.
Under 40. There you go. There you go, Cartagena. He's under 40, so no need to stress. I don't know why you would stress. Come try this pickle bread pizza. I will try that pickle bread pizza. I'm hungry as fuck. They got pickle bread pizza. Samo, I do appreciate your time, man. Is there any closing words that you want to leave us with before you say goodnight or good morning or whatever the fuck time? It's afternoon for you, but
yeah, it's 12 right now. All right, so my closing argument is one, I want everybody to be safe. We had a good time here. Some of this stuff is jokes, some of it's serious, but honestly, take the time to learn your rights as men and female. Treat each other with wild love and respect. Even though it's hard right now to have respect for one another, just try. We can have a good time all we want. I don't mean to dunk on women, but it just happens. NBA. Make sure to tune in to my channel Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And if you like my boy here, We Speak English, check us out. I mean, we're doing our best. There's so many different talented people on Twitch, and we so happen to be one of them. Thank you guys for letting me, banter your ears for a minute and deal with the little stubbering. Man, I appreciate you for having me on.
oh, dude, well, we gotta do it again, man. I'd love to have you back if you want to do it. If you want to do it.
Most definitely.
From the famous words from War, why can't we be friends? I agree. Why can't we be friends? All right, guys. Everybody, let's give a round of applause for today's guest, motherfucking Samo, Honeyboy. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, guys. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the stream.
All right. There he goes. He's out of here. He's at Woot.